Well, would you look at that? It's about time for another episode of Not So Subtle. Guys, I'm Dane LaPointe, your host for the evening. Jordan, what's your name?
Jordan Miller. Nice to be here.
Ask Coulter what his name is.
Coulter, what's her name?
My name is Coulter Potter.
That's right. Now,
Welcome.
just like every other week, we have 3 mics, 3 boys, 1 frog, and 1 dream. But this time, our mics are different.
That's
and if you're not watching, you wouldn't know. But
They may know auditorily somehow if they're an audio file.
yeah, if you're up on your audio, ins and outs,
Listen,
you
if
might
you're rocking
realize,
maybe-
wow, they're not using their Blue Yetis anymore. You goddamn right we're not.
Maybe you're rocking some like ATs going on, maybe a little Sennheiser action. You got some audiophile headphones going on. You're probably
they
like,
might know.
This doesn't sound
They're
the
like,
same
wow,
at all.
this doesn't sound like the other 32 episodes.
That's right. Nice recovery.
And they'd be right.
It's true.
But I don't care. So, guys, how have you been? How's your week been since we
Great.
last met?
It's been great.
It's been fine.
See, when you
Another
say fine,
day, another dollar.
it concerns me when you say fine. What does that really mean?
Well, the question is rhetorical, so it doesn't matter what I say.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now,
well, how was your week?
We've talked about that before.
We
How
have. No, I know. I
don't like.
brought that up. I
that,
don't like
yeah.
it. My week was good. It was fine.
I don't care.
Okay. Guys, this is Not So Subtle. The best
Guys,
podcast.
now we can touch the table all we want.
Wow, my God.
I've been waiting to
I
do
think.
that.
I can touch myself all I want. What?
Hang on.
What?
What?
We're still not allowed to do
Kermit. We can't do that, Kermit. My God.
that. You
Okay.
sick fuck.
Guys, this is Not So Subtle, where we touch Kermit and we talk about movies, video games, pop culture, anime. Jordan?
Listen, I got some anime to talk about this week. I'll tell
That's
you that
right.
right now.
And
Top
look,
10
it's long
anime
overdue.
betrayals. Is that where you're going to be talking about? You're going to be reviewing
Yes.
the Watch Mojo list.
Are you
for
going to be going over
top
the...
10
the
anime
I don't know
first-
what that is,
The first
but
half? Well, you don't need to. You're going to be going over the first 5.
Oh.
And then next week we'll have to wait for the
All right, yeah.
riveting conclusion.
the top 5 anime betrayals, lit.
No, it's going to be top 10 anime betrayals part 1.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, what if I do bottom 5 this week, top 5 next week?
I don't care. So, guys, it sounds like we're going to start off with a Thunder and Lightning round. Brought to
Boom.
us by Elfster.com.
Salt and pepper round.
That's right.
Peanut
We're
butter
going
and
to
jelly
salt and
round.
pepper up some peanut butter and jellies.
Shoutouts to Elfster.com.
Except Coulter is allergic to peanut butter, so we can't do that.
Disclaimer, I'm not.
That's right. Send us in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and Coulter will definitely be able to eat it.
Don't send us in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Don't do that. It won't be good by the time it gets here.
Maybe a sealed jar of peanut butter? Yeah, that's fine.
Like factory sealed?
Well, I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, however
Yeah.
it's sealed at the store, I don't know if that's...
Okay.
Yeah, Listen, you're coming off a little hot.
Just like that peanut butter on our doorstep.
I hope not.
I'm loading up the chamber here.
That's right. You're putting one in the chamber and you're going to shoot from the hip.
Lightning icebreaker questions that will get your office coworker shooting from the hip. More or less.
Give or take.
We'll say. That's about what it is.
Oh, yes, a day old.
Day-old
day-old
taco.
taco.
Day-old icebreaker
Man.
question.
I still have flashbacks when I hear day old.
Day-old.
I just think about, wow, what happened?
Dale.
What happened to my mind
Do you
when
think
you
of
said
Dale
day
from
old?
Walking Dead?
Yes. No.
Listen, you might have been a little sleepy. You're a little tired that day. I don't
Look, I
know.
might have had brain damage. There's a few,
you do now.
factors that go in here.
There's a few key points.
That's
All right,
right.
guys. The first question is, what's the single number...
Hold on.
Man.
Whoa.
Hey, yo.
Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you next time.
Short episode
Guys,
today,
it's been
boys.
a great episode.
Now we can, do our host thing. We're like, Jordan.
Oh, well, this is
what's
going to
up,
sound
guys?
Well,
very
we can't
strange.
do that.
Thanks. That will be weird, but it'll be fun.
Something will happen.
It'll be
Um,
great.
Guys, the question is, what's the most number of hours you've watched TV in a single day?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
man. Well, I mean, honestly, though, I'm not kidding. Like, I don't watch TV. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess the definition has changed. I don't sit down and watch, like...
I mean, you've sat down and watched Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or whatever series, for
Yeah.
hours on end. That's TV,
yeah,
right?
but, I guess when I yeah, okay, that makes sense. But like when I think of what's the longest you've watched TV, I think of like I sit on the couch, I'm like channel surfing.
No, it's not like
on cable.
Or like, well, how's the longest you've watched cable TV? It's like 20 minutes. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't watch
Who
like
cares?
I
Like,
honestly don't watch anything on like
a television show.
cable. Okay, sure. I think the longest was actually we did that Game of Thrones marathon.
That was basically 2 days worth of watching.
Yeah, that was
but
just a long time.
with sleep in between, so I
Yeah,
don't know
that
if
was
that counts
a long
really.
time. Honestly, besides that, maybe like oh man. Oh, before I started watching I caught up to Breaking Bad by the time it was like about to end its 4th season, I think. Or no, by the time the 4th season had just ended. So it was still fresh, where to the point where like spoilers could happen. So I like binged I think it ended while I was in the middle of the 4th season, and then I wanted to hurry up and finish it. So I watched probably the last like. Do you remember how many episodes there are in season 4, Breaking Bad? There's a lot, right?
I don't.
29.
I mean, there's probably almost the full like 16.
Yeah, I think I want to say it was
like
I want to say it was definitely more than 12. So I probably watched like the last like at least 6 or 7 episodes, and like I want to say maybe a day. I might have just watched like a lot of them. Like I woke up and just watched a bunch.
Yeah, pretty much everyone who watches Walking Dead will have at least a day where they're spending all day watching. It's a bingeable show.
I watched the whole first season of The Walking Dead in like a weekend. Probably like 3 episodes a day or something. There's only 6 episodes, so it's not that bad. But still, they're like a full hour.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If that counts. Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say, during college, I had one semester where I had Monday and Friday off. I didn't have class that day.
4-day.
Yeah, I had a 4-day weekend every weekend for a semester, which was fucking lit.
That sounds lit.
I had a lot of free time on my hands, and that is when I started watching or had like begun watching a lot of like Naruto and anime. And I'm not ashamed to say I spent probably a full day, like when I woke up, which was probably in the late afternoon, maybe like I don't know, like 1 or something.
Like 4 p.m. or something.
Listen,
Yeah.
some days
Sure.
you're just like that, you know?
Yeah.
You're just like that.
No, it's fine.
And I literally just hours, like I don't remember, but probably I would say 6, 8 hours of just
12?
12, a full day's
14?
worth of just watching Naruto, probably.
No, if we're talking the longest we played video games, I believe Jordan and I played Borderlands 2 for longer than 10 hours straight.
I think it was close to 16 hours.
I promise you. I promise you, it was more than 10
What's wrong
hours.
with you?
Maybe it was definitely more than 12 hours. It was a long
I
time.
want to say 16 or 18 was the number.
It was a long time because it was like it was like in the morning all day until like 3 a.m. or something like that. It was a long time.
Why?
Because Borderlands 2, I don't remember.
'cause it
I think it was
was a
Borderlands
grind.
2. We were just
Okay, well,
grinding
it was a grind,
You
but
got
like
addicted.
we had played it before.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Or wait, no, we had played it before, but we started new characters, and then we're like, well, we're gonna take these characters to the max. We're gonna do everything, and that was we're gonna do the platinum trophy 1.
Careful.
the platinum trophy run.
The blah blah
And
blah.
we were gonna do the blah blah blah. Do.
Nice.
Gang.
Skadaboop bop bop. Yeah, we're gonna do just basically 100% run on the game, and there's a lot of content in Borderlands 2. You gotta do all the side quests. You gotta find all the map points. You gotta upgrade all your skills. There's a lot of requirements for it, and that's not enough time to do even a third of what we need.
I think
to
what
do.
had also happened is the game had been re-released on the newer consoles, so all the DLC was released with it, and so there's a bunch of new stuff we got to do with it.
Yeah, so it was like you had the full game of Borderlands 2, and then you had like 5 DLCs or something, and we're like, this is it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
gotta
games
do
to get
everything.
through.
You guys went in.
We did.
did.
And it was great, but it was a long time.
Yeah. I've never really binged, I binged Breaking Bad because I was sick. I think the reason I started Breaking Bad was because I was sick, and I was like, okay, I'm on Netflix. You know what? Here's Breaking Bad. I mean, people tell
Heard
me
great
it's
things.
amazing.
Yeah.
So, great time to start Breaking Bad. Next time you get sick.
I never get sick, but if I do, I will.
When was the last time you got sick?
I don't remember.
That's ridiculous.
Most recently,
start
when I
sucking
got
more,
somewhat sick.
What was that?
No, go ahead. I have nothing. I haven't been sick. I've never been sick. No, I'm kidding.
You've never
I've
been
never
sick
been
by
sick
yourself.
alone.
I very rarely get sick enough to not be able to do like my daily tasks.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah,
good.
That's kind of wild. I got sick on Christmas 2 Christmases ago. And then I got sick like the summer after that. So I was like getting sick like every 6 months. Because I had gotten sick the summer before that. So yeah.
Every now when I do get sick, like I'll end up very sick. Like I remember one year I came
But
back.
you've never done. So.
I very rarely get sick.
By yourself.
But when you do, you go in.
But when I do, I go fucking. I never do anything half-assed.
Yeah, no half measures.
But yeah, I do remember when I came back Thanksgiving break one year, I was incredibly sick. That like the whole week that I came back, and I was very sad because I basically wasted a week off of school. And
That's
it
right.
Sucked ass, but what are you gonna do?
Just like that.
Cry.
It sucked ass, just like that boss.
Boom.
From Kingdom Hearts, the guitar one.
They all suck ass.
What's his name? Pop quiz. You won't know it.
Zalair.
That's none of them.
Zexerman?
Zexion.
None of them. There is a Zexion.
I got
That's very
I'm gonna go with Vermhilda.
I'm gonna go with
Vexen.
Zaldin.
Vexen?
I'm gonna go with.
I don't think it's Zaldin.
I'm gonna
Could
go
be-
with.
It's
It could be Zermillion City.
That's
I'm gonna go
that's
with.
it.
I'm gonna go with Vermintide 2.
Nice.
Nice.
Zermintide. Nice.
Guys,
Next.
we've spent way too long on
Guys,
that.
let's shoot from the hip once more.
I've
shoot
never
'em.
had like a marathon. I'll say
Yeah.
that. Have you ever just had a marathon where you would like
Yeah.
go in for like 24 hours on
Not
the
that
television?
long. Not that long.
I mean, there's a couple like most recently.
It's
when,
a yes or no
uh,
answer.
What? No, but most recently when I was gonna say when I got sick. Most recently, I decided to. I had watched like the first 2 episodes of Daredevil multiple times, but I just never watched past that. And I was thinking, okay, this time I'll actually watch past it. And I watched all of Daredevil up until the last episode when I was sick, between probably like 2 days or so. And then I didn't watch the rest because I hate that show. So
You're a savage.
yeah,
You have a problem with Wilson Fisk, one of the greatest.
he's annoying as fuck.
Certainly the best Marvel villain.
I
so far.
honestly 100%. I'm not saying this to be a contrarian. Literally the best Marvel villain they've ever had in a show.
No.
Yeah, I'm
He's-
sorry.
It's true.
If you,
He's a
you're like,
terrible.
oh, I don't
villain.
like how he's acting. He's such a realistic villain. Like
He's a realistic. He's I don't know. He's a realistic villain, I guess, in that he doesn't have superpowers, but he's annoying as fuck to listen to and to
Alright.
watch.
I disagree, but anyways.
I do think the least realistic part of that is when he like tries to manhandle people and he just goes crazy.
I mean, he's
And he's like a monster.
Yeah, they
He's
have
like
to
an
do some
alien.
sort of like kingpin ass shite,
That's
but
true.
he is a huge dude. Like visually, he's very imposing, so it makes kind of sense.
But he looks like a school bully, like
He
trying
does.
to push someone
Yeah.
as hard as he can. Yeah.
fair enough.
All right. The next one is: do you Instagram your food? Which I know that none
No.
of us Instagram our food on a regular basis.
no, I don't.
Dane has taken pictures of his food and
I
posts
took-
them on
them.
his story every once in a while.
Saves him
That's
for
true.
later.
I took pictures of food today when we ate before the podcast. I didn't post them anywhere.
That's right.
I
You
sent
just
them to
hang
people.
on to him, or
I just keep them in my little
just
scrappy
like,
bookie.
one of these days.
Sometimes when food looks good, I mean, I'll take a pic and I'll keep it.
Right,
Especially
like
if
the
it's
lighting.
Mac.
Look, the lighting in that restaurant was nice.
was.
The presentation of the plates was pretty good. I thought the
You have a good
chicken
camera.
looked pretty great. The camera
at
was
the
good.
expense of a headphone jack.
That's right. And it's
And
okay.
the ability to
'cause-
listen to music and
'cause look,
charge at
you
the
have
same
wireless
time.
headphones and you're fine. Yeah. So I
You got
mean,
Tim Cox
I-
Cook
I'll
in
tell
your
you
mouth.
this.
Nice.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, I'll tell you this. You will never. I solemnly swear that you will never see me post a picture of food on my Instagram page or post it anywhere. It might go on my story temporarily for 24 hours, but it will never have a permanent place anywhere on my social media presence ever.
Just food.
I promise that you'll never see that.
Never in my life have I felt the urge to take a picture of my food. Like,
Really?
this looks great.
That's
I'm
kinda
not a
wild.
picture person at all. Like, I literally never
that's
take
true.
pictures. When I went on my study abroad, I honestly probably wouldn't have taken a picture unless I had to have evidence from my family that I was there and alive. Then that's why I took pictures. Otherwise, I would have
Wow.
just kept it in my head.
Yeah,
don't
because
care.
on your Instagram, I believe that is
Yeah.
where, or most of the pictures.
That's at the
are,
beginning
of
and the
that.
end of my Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're good pictures.
They're fine. Listen, I can see the memories there, but
Sure.
memories are up here. I'm touching my noggin.
I have some food pictures on my Instagram. One of them is of a Pagliacci pizza. Pagliacci is
What
a
kind?
local chain in the area of pizza, and it's the salami picante and spicy chicken.
Look, I
Legend
weren't
half.
kidding when you said that was your.
I believe I've had one
It
of
looks
those.
good.
If
I
not
mean,
both of
the
those
picture
before.
is good.
Yeah,
The pizza looks good too.
and then I rip the gastropub burger at Gordon Biersch.
Yeah, rip the homie.
Rip the homie. Because the gastropub burger was fudging delicious. I took this with my big camera.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm pretty sure I remember you taking that on your legit ass cam.
Yeah, this is a hot ass.
That's a high quality picture.
This is a hot ass pic and
That's
a
a
hot
great
ass
pic.
burg.
Yeah, look.
When I saw that burg, I was like,
good.
oh my
God, dude, that burger.
Especially because they presented it perfectly. I was like, did
Yeah.
they want me to take a picture? So yeah.
They
Oh,
did.
and then I have a picture of some Mac. I see you looking at that, and it is not moving, but it is still recording. I
Are you
believe.
sure?
I will be checking it, but I know that it doesn't like follow along with it like Audacity does.
Okay, because I was looking at that, I'm like, something is not right. All right, we're good.
Yeah. There's definitely pictures of Mac. Oh, I took a picture of the double down sandwich. Yeah.
I
See,
want to
so,
eat that really
like,
badly.
Do you
nothing-
guys remember that? Let's
Yeah.
talk
I've never
about
had
that.
that.
I never had it, but I want it.
But nothing against you or anyone that posts pictures of food, but I just feel like when you're going through, like, because, okay, I don't take Instagram
Also, I took
that
that picture in
seriously.
2014, 4 years ago.
Oh, right. Okay, so I don't take Instagram that seriously, but, like, I try to put pictures on there that I'm proud of or ones that I edit or something that I think, like, yeah, this looks okay. Or, like, a goofy whatever it is. But then I feel like
Okay,
when
you
you're
keep going.
scrolling through, like, a somewhat serious or, like, hot-ass portfolio of photos and you see some food photos, it's like, not a blight, but you're like, oh, man, like, that's a misstep.
You're just like, oh,
like,
food.
like, damn, like... It was probably a good double down sandwich, but like, does that mesh well with your theme here?
With your artistic talent.
Yeah, and
We don't
so
know.
I don't know, and I get look, it's Instagram, so it's not like no one gives a fuck. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
but that's just my 2 cents. I don't know. That's why I said I solemnly swear that you'll never see me post a food pic.
I will hold you to that.
I'll put it on my story.
Coulter, how are we looking?
We're looking great.
Great.
boys.
All-
That's right.
Never better.
All things green. All systems green. Let's
That's
go.
right.
Let's go.
Including Kermit.
Let's go.
Kermit.
You can't say him. He's invisible.
Kermit, even we should just put a mic in front of Kermit.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I really think one time we should just like have someone. Oh no, this wouldn't work. Maybe like dub Kermit's voice in after the recording of the podcast and just have him chime in on topics.
Okay, yeah.
We need like a
into that.
CG guy to do like a CG rendering of Kermit standing up and then like Ted.
Yeah, like saying some shit or like
Yeah.
doing
We
something.
need Seth MacFarlane to do the Kermit voice.
Okay, I'll call him.
Yeah, hit him up.
Yeah, I'll get
So
him.
we
on
call
here.
Seth.
Yeah, call
Call
Seth.
my guy Seth.
All right.
I'll call
Seth is the worst name known to
MC
man.
Farland. It's a
Hey,
bad
Can
name.
we agree on that?
No, because what if
There's
someone out there's name is Seth?
There's a couple names out there when you hear them, you're like, man, that person is not good. Like Chad
Yeah.
or Seth or like Trevor
Yeah, Trevor is bad.
or like
Listen,
That's funny because
keep saying
Funko
names.
Funcast has a joke about anyone named Trevor is like a terrible person or something like that. That's weird.
Let's
Yeah.
keep saying names of people that are bad.
That's right. Let's just
look,
keep
we're alienating what little
more and
audience
more.
we have. Look,
It's not against you personally. It's against your
name.
name.
Your name.
as long as we don't make fun of Colby, Trent, or Colin, we're good. Which
Or,
are all objectively bad names. No,
Boom.
that's,
Or your
that's not
parents.
true.
I won't reveal their names.
Let's go.
Let's go.
What's up next?
I didn't check to see how much time had passed.
You might have
I
thrown
don't
up.
know.
5 minutes?
I
10
won't be able
minutes?
to see.
Look, we don't know. Look, we might
We
have.
need a like huge clock, or I just need to set a timer on my
We
phone.
might have
Yeah.
started an hour ago. I don't know.
Time flies. I don't know.
All right. Let me start this off. What sound does a seal make?
Bark. Yeah, that's it.
You did it.
Yeah.
You
Nice.
successfully fell into their trap.
Got him.
Look, now I look dumb.
Shot from the
dang.
hip. I'm about to go in on some banter about this.
Are you though?
No.
That's right.
Boom.
No.
That was a hot question. Let's go.
Would you rather lose all your hair or gain 50% more hair? 50% more hair.
Yeah, I'm fine having more
mean-
hair. I mean,
We're all guys here. If we were
Yeah.
girls, it might be a problem.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, because that's what society tells you.
Well, I mean,
God.
most girls have long hair. I mean,
That's right.
Not,
my hair's never been much longer than it is right now. So I'd be a little interested to see like at the length where I was gonna get a haircut, like 50% longer. I've wondered how I would look with longer hair. I will never find out, but I'd be curious. you
Sure,
know.
but like at that point, maybe no one else would either because you just like move to the wilderness in a van and just and Eddie Vedder could do your soundtrack. It's great.
people with long
Okay.
hair, they're never like desk job normies.
No, they're either Jared Leto or
They're an
hippie.
artist.
You You either die with short hair or you live long enough to see yourself become Jared Leto.
We'll take it. That's the end of that question. Okay. Do you have any friends taller than 6'4"? How tall are you, champ?
I'm 6'2".
All right, fuck out of here then.
But
how far is your wingspan?
Far.
Super far.
I just flew in from New York. My arms are tired.
All right, Icarus.
I think I probably know a couple people who are 6'4" or higher.
All right,
I think.
Sam Lowry.
All of my...
Nice.
What?
Let's go.
Is that someone we know?
That was from Brazil.
That was a little sneak peek.
That's right, of our Wacky Film of the Week.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, I don't know anyone 6'4", but I'm sure I know someone who's slightly taller than Dane, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess maybe. All my friends are short, or at least, not freakishly tall.
That's weird. All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge.
No one's 6'4". They're just 6 feet under. Next question. Let's
go. No, so
6 feet under.
No, so just living the life that I do. I'm not really that used to people being taller than me.
Sure.
And I also, to be completely honest, don't pay attention to height. Like, unless I meet someone who's like a midget, I'm not gonna be like, damn, that person's short. Or if I meet someone taller than me, I won't be like, oh my god, this person's tall. I'll just kind of think about it for a second and just acknowledge it, and then I won't even really think about it again. Yeah. So I don't live my life being like, you know how that question where people are like, oh, would you ever date someone who's shorter than you, or like date someone who's taller than you? It's like, I don't care. Like, that doesn't. Yeah. I don't understand why people factor that in. So I don't care. But yeah, I'm gonna say that I don't know. There's a very small amount of people who are taller than me that I know. For whatever reason. Coulter.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's showing in bars and beats, so I have no way of knowing how long it's been.
It's fine. Let's just start the timer now and say we've talked for 20 minutes. How about that?
Hey Siri, set a timer for an hour.
Or I could just set my stopwatch.
Or we could just look at the time and then do some quick maths.
I already set my timer.
Okay, well, can you unset it? Siri, Can you unset the timer?
Hey Siri.
Hey Siri, can you unset the timer? Thanks, bud. Appreciate that, fam.
Hey Siri, I had to do it to you. All right. Should we do one more, or should we?
Let's do one more real good one.
Make it a fire ass one.
Okay. Well, I feel like we've discussed this a fair amount, but if there's a spider in your house, do you kill it or set it free?
Actually, it does depend. I don't know.
Let's hop in our time machine. Let's go to timehop.com and go back to I'm gonna say
episode
4 years. I'm gonna say 4 years ago. When the Great Spider Hunt occurred in my house. I was live tweeting it for a long time. There was a gigantic spider. Look, sometimes I'll exaggerate the size of the spiders in my house. This was a huge-ass spider that escaped multiple times underneath my bed, underneath my dresser, into my closet.
Mm-hmm.
I would be walking through the kitchen. It would scuttle past. It would, It
was following you.
Dude, this thing was insane. And so I made it my mission to kill this thing. And I did. I eventually hunted it down and killed it. It was very satisfying. But I don't like spiders. Liam. And I've definitely woken up before in my bed
Covered in spiders.
No, but seeing a spider go up the wall next to you onto the ceiling, or something crazy where I'm like, no. And so then I got to a point where I wouldn't sleep in my room.
Wow.
I've done that.
I'm honestly I'm not that scared of spiders.
Well, enough that you wouldn't sleep in your room.
If I see one on a floor right now, I'm not gonna be like, no. But then if you wake up in the middle of the night and you see one scuttling around your room, think about where it's going when you're sleeping, weird stuff like that. I just don't like it. So I started sleeping on the couch or something until I found that spider.
That's an extreme measure.
I found that spider, and it was the most satisfying kill of my life. I felt truly alive. I took a Better Home Than Garden magazine or something. I just walloped that shit so hard.
Nice.
He was done.
And oh my god!
Let's go! And just slammed that shit right down on him, and he was done. I felt alive.
For the first time.
That's right.
Yeah. Kill a spider on arrival. Dead on arrival.
Dead on arrival.
I'll set it free. Okay. Sometimes a bug is really big and gross to where if you would squish it, it would cause a problem.
Yeah. I don't want to see the remains.
Yeah. I don't really want to feel its heart like come out of its body.
Yeah, you don't want to feel
Dude.
like you're killing something.
I don't want to feel its thorax like
Yeah.
against my thigh.
When I hit that spider, it popped.
That's right.
Like the magazine was stained with its blood.
Yeah, so I don't want to see that.
I had to throw it away.
I have an old textbook that I use for every bug killing.
Does it
It just
have?
has
And
scratch marks in
It
it.
does
have-
have splatter marks.
Really?
I've tried to like wipe it
can
off.
I see
but
it?
Not right now. It's in the other room.
Can we see it before we
I'd have
leave?
to walk. Sure.
Okay.
It's gross.
Hey Siri, remind me to see the battle scar.
Battle scarred Galactica.
That's fun.
That shit's wild.
Yeah, but kill bugs for sure. Do you know anyone that will not kill a bug?
My mom is. She would definitely 9 times
that would
out
be
of
a big
10
problem
try to put
for
it
me.
in a little container and slip
Yeah.
a piece of paper under it, like that whole thing, or like.
I'm about 50-50 on that.
Those kind of strategies that people have for getting it out. Put it in a little glass with your hand or something.
I'm fine
whatever it is.
scooping it on a piece of paper and putting it into a cup. The only problem is in doing that is when it's on the ceiling. Because then, if you fuck
no.
up, it's falling on you, and I don't want that.
Dude,
so
that's
in
game
that
over.
case, I
When
might
a
just
bug touches
sit it down.
you, anything's fair game.
Yeah, it's-
all,
you're
all rules go out
Yeah,
the
no,
window.
that's
throwing
so
it.
true. Okay, I do have a severe fear of bees.
That's right.
I don't like bees because I was stung when
mean,
I was
bees are
younger,
terrifying.
and they just I don't like how they move so erratically, and
They buzz really loudly, and I hate that.
they do, and just any sort of bug or animal in general that can move 10 times faster than you
yeah.
at an alarming rate,
And-
and just literally fly and go
And
anywhere
stop
around
on a
you.
dime and then
Yeah.
go 20 miles per hour.
Yeah, just that's a recipe for disaster, dude. I can't do it. And so if I'm, you guys have probably seen it before. If there's a bee near me, if there's a hornet or a yellow jacket near me, it's game over, man. I'll do anything to get out of that situation.
That's right. Have you
I
ever
would
seen
literally
one
do
in your
any.
car?
Yes.
I've
when
been
I
in
was-
the car with Dane when it's happened multiple
Yes,
times.
that was insane, dude.
That is the time
That's
when
a
you're
nightmare
scared for
scenario,
your
dude,
life.
because I have to be wow, I have to drive this heavy piece of machinery and make sure I don't kill myself or others, but I'm also trapped in this fucking car with with whatever it is. Any type of bee.
It's a bumblebee.
Was it a bumblebee though? I
Could
think
have
it was.
been. We don't know.
It was probably something. It was a poisonous.
Sure.
Kill away.
was an African wasp.
Kill away a fire bee.
That's the one.
There's something called a tarantula hawk.
I don't know
that's
about
like
that.
a bee.
That's
just a
That sounds
nightmare.
fucking gnarly.
That sounds insane.
wanna
That
see
sounds like
that.
something that would pick up a house
person.
and fly away with it.
All right.
Fly away with me. It sings that Nora Jones song. Wow.
Wow, it's actually
It's
very
actually
nice.
come away with me, and I don't
Oh,
like that you would even
fun.
say that.
Oh, come fly with me. Let's fly. Let's. I saved it.
You got
Not
it.
bad. By Nora Sinatra.
Remember when I tweeted out about that hornet that was in my car? Or
Yeah.
it was a yellow jacket. And then I looked up the different types of bees to confirm which one it was, and it was a yellow jacket. And it was this is the most aggressive type of bee. It can sting multiple times without dying or something like that.
The thing about
And
yellow.
then Jordan tweeted me a picture of a car on fire.
It's just this is Coulter's car in the next 5 minutes. So just a burning car.
Oh, I remember that. No, so I think it's either yellow jackets or wasps or both.
Wasps?
They can
Fetty wasps?
Fetty
It's
wasps.
wasps.
They can.
He's dead.
He is.
He's gone.
They can sting multiple times, but I think I don't know which one it is.
Baby,
It might
won't you
be.
come my way?
That's what he just. He doesn't sting you. He just keeps singing that. He just keeps flying around you. I think it's wasps, actually, that bite,
Ah, yeah.
and they don't let
Oh,
go.
yeah.
You have to pull them
Oh
off,
my
and
god, that's the fucking nightmare.
That's the
I'm
thing.
getting itchy right now.
No, that's
just
the thing.
talking about this.
Honestly, they. I think it is wasps because they can only sting once or twice or something like that. But yellow jackets can sting more.
Yeah.
But with wasps, they can bite and they hold on to you as a defense mechanism. So they'll
fucked.
just latch onto your arm, and then you'll literally have to pull them off or swat them off. And it's not
That's
good.
not gonna happen.
It's bad. And it just think about pulling
no-go.
something that's clinging on for dear life to your arm. How is that going to feel? Probably not
Gross.
good. It's going to pull some skin.
You had an experience with pulling a bug off of you.
Yes. Dude.
Talk about that
Man, okay. Wait, when
in a
was
short
this?
manner. It was at not my house. I was not.
We
there,
were at a
so
friend's
you
house.
can, you can
yeah,
remember who it
yeah.
was.
I think I told this story before on
Yeah.
the podcast, but very, very brief Spark Notes version. I basically like I thought like a spider or like a little like beetle or something. It looked like a beetle was like climbing on like my arm, and I was playing like Smash Bros or something, or like Call of Duty. I think it was probably Call of Duty. And so you're focused, you're killing, you're going on a little kill spree trying to get that helicopter. I think we were playing COD 4 remastered. And so I feel this like this thing on my arm, and I was just kind of like brushing it away as you do, like let's just get off there. But I realized that me brushing it and like doing the usual little swatting maneuvers didn't actually get the bug off my arm. It was just still on there. And I literally had to I was scared to touch it, and I was like, why is this thing just clinging to my arm? It
living
looked like
on your arm now.
a fucking like scarab or something. And so then I was talking to my friend, I was like, no, you need to get like a paper towel or something. I was like, no, you need to do it right now. And so he was like, what the fuck is on your arm? And we were just freaking out and yelling. And so he runs over and gets like a paper towel, and he tries to pull it off my arm, and it's like clinging on for dear life. He has to literally like put the entire paper towel around it and like pull it off. And I felt I felt its like arms and legs, or like its pincers or whatever, like latch away from my body. Like it was like it was just like no, and it was like trying to just stay on there as long as it could.
Pulling a worm out of your skin,
dude. I felt
or a tick.
I felt it being like pulled off my arm. It was bad. It wasn't just like it was on there and it
Welcome
was
to
just
Gross Outcast 2017.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was just a little sticky and it was chilling there. It was like no, it wanted to be on my arm and it didn't want to leave.
Do you guys know ticks, when they burrow into you, you can't just pull them out, because if you pull it out, they leave their head. Like their head lodges inside your body. Yeah. So you have to burn them or scoop them out with like a needle or something.
That's
similar.
Fucking crazy. And I think when I looked it up online, when I looked up people, I was like, weird ass beetle shit that like wouldn't get off my arm or something, and then I'm pretty sure it was a tick.
Yeah.
And so, which makes sense because I'm pretty sure at that time they had just gotten a dog.
Makes sense.
And so I was like, but usually they're smaller. This was like a very, very large bug. Anyway, that was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen.
Imagine
in my
that
life.
on your Schwee nut.
I don't know about that.
Nightmare Cynic.
Can't be worse than a Q-tip. No, it could definitely be worse. That's definitely worse.
A living thing. Nightmare Sitch. All right. Well,
boom.
I'm not saying that because it's happened to me. It hasn't. Knock on wood so vigorously.
We can do that now. Thank God. One more time. Uh-oh.
No, stop.
Oh, no.
No.
I went backwards in time. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to my lightning round questions and participating in a fun little game.
That's right.
Thank you for
It's
asking
always
the
fun
questions.
with Elfster.
That's right. Elfster.
Go to elfster.com, type in the code word not so subtle for $17,000 towards your next elf.
Boom. And they're really pricey.
I can't top
so
that. I was going to try to come up with something, but that's pretty good.
Thanks, man.
It's not really. So, guys.
All right.
You stopped. It would have been great if you just kept going.
That's right.
You're not a good improv comedian.
Look.
Yes, and.
Look, I was about to commit and I didn't. I faltered. Guys, so that was our lightning round. I don't know who won. No one was keeping score. I'm going to say I did.
Can I just say I don't like that bit?
What?
The keeping score bit?
Well, I mean, we never do it.
You're visibly upset.
Listen, lightning rounds.
I don't get the joke.
Trivia. It's a trivia game. Usually people score points. So.
Yeah, right. Like if this was Jeopardy or something, who would have won?
That's a trivia question with a right answer.
It's a lightning round.
This is an opinion-based question.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a right answer. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. No one's determined that either.
Listen.
That would be kind of funny if we had a moderator being like, correct.
Yeah, and just like
for like our dumbass.
That's where
opinions.
Kermit could come in and we could dub it over in post.
Nice.
I was gonna do an impression,
Don't
but
do
I couldn't find it in my head, so I didn't do it.
You lost it.
I would have done something really dumb, and then you guys would have roasted me, and that's
and then
just
we would have moved on, and like we should right now. So guys,
I'm not the host. Go ahead.
Every week, we have a little tradition here at the Not So Subtle Clubhouse called the Wacky Film polling thing that we do every week. And what it is we have a good old list of movies that we call the Wacky Film List. And right now it's around, somewhere 30-ish movies or less. I'm going to say less.
I'm going to say under 30.
We started with quite a bit, over 50, I think. Yeah. And it could be anything. Could be a new movie. Could be an old movie. Could be a fun movie. Could be a bad movie. We don't know. It could be a Disney Channel original movie. It could be a Serbian film.
There are still at
some of
least
which we've already watched.
3 Disney Channel original movies available to be picked.
That's true. And so the point is, it's completely random and truly wacky film list. So every week we reach into a little baggie, pull out a movie, and we watch it and talk about it. So last week we had the pleasure of pulling a movie called Brazil, directed by one Terry Gilliam.
Gilliam.
And this week, tonight specifically, we watched said film. What did we think? Jordan.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty cool, like, weird movie. It's very, very bizarre.
Yeah, does anyone want to set this up?
Sure, I'll set up as best as I can. The movie starts out
Try
with...
your best.
Don't
This
ask
is
me
a
to
tough
do
one.
it.
This is a tough one.
He appears to be a white-collar dude, worker, living his weird life. The timeline is a little mysterious. It says, like, somewhere in the 20th century. There's no, like, time where it is. We don't know if it's like an alternate universe, but you can tell it's a little different. The technology is a little strange. It's very sci-fi-ish.
Sort of like a dystopian future.
Yeah, I got
almost.
like a weird Fallout vibe from it. It's kind of similar in the weird, like old school tech, but it's supposed to be the future. It's pretty neat. That's what I enjoyed a lot of it. But anyways, this dude, Sam Lowry, gets caught up in a little mischief in which a clerical error causes an innocent man, to be arrested and ultimately killed by the government in place of another man. And Sam finds out about this and gets caught up trying to find... Somehow this relates to him finding the love of his life as well. They're all tied up together. They happen to be neighbors. It's very strange, but it's his descent into madness, basically, after that.
Yeah. Basically, a seemingly innocent error turns into a borderline government conspiracy that upends his entire life. And it can only be described as a descent into mayhem for roughly 2 hours.
2.5.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it. When I looked it up last week, it said 2.5.
Really? Okay, so it was. Man,
Yeah,
this was a movie for sure.
You could use all those words to describe it, or you could say that's not really the important thing about it. Is
Or is it the most important
the
thing?
art
Yeah.
of it?
It's an artful film, I'll
It's
say.
an art film, guys.
Look, some of
you
the
waited
most-
for me to say it, and now I'm saying it. It's an art film.
It is, but
There's a bingo sheet with Coulter calls a movie an art film on there, or a drinking game.
yeah, and on
Either
there
one.
is me saying there's a lot of care put into
That's
it.
right.
Or
And I guarantee you'll say it today.
probably.
There is some care.
Look,
There's a lot of care in this film.
this is one of those movies where
I'll say
so
it,
I
there
looked it up.
was.
This was this is one of the directors of some Monty Python movies. So the fact that this movie is mostly centered around just absurdist imagery and writing and dialogue and like music and camera angles and like just the whole entire movie just feels like, I know we say this a lot on this podcast here, but it really does feel like a fever dream. It feels like you're stuck in some sort of crazy nightmare that you can't get out of, and it turns out that that's kind of what the movie was anyway.
It's very frantic. Everything is happening at like a breakneck pace in this movie.
Yeah.
There's some slow parts in it, but most of the time it's just like wild imagery. You're not quite sure what's happening, and like you're just being dragged along through this dude's just wild adventures. And a lot of the times, because of the way he's like dreaming and like he has like some weird like hallucinations during some of the movies. So it's like, okay, is this actually happening? Like, what is he actually doing in the real world? And like, it ends up unraveling completely by the end. But
And I still don't really know what was real and what wasn't in this movie. I think it was, if you piece it together up to a certain point, there are things that legitimately happened. But there's a certain point where everything blurs together, and I have no idea what actually went down, in his head, in like the future. I don't know. It's a little confusing.
I think at a certain point, there's a very, well, it's not clear during the film, but at the end of the film, there's a very clear like delineation between, at that point in time, everything went off the rails and it wasn't real. Before that, I was like, okay, like everything that happened beforehand was real. Like that, like he has weird dream sequences, but those are just dream sequences. Like he's usually asleep or he just hallucinates.
Or are they?
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that like...
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I want to agree with you. I think that probably makes sense. But the movie is just too weird for me to be able to say for sure.
That's right. It's an art film.
It's yes, it is. But aren't all movies art films?
To a degree.
That's right.
There are movies where the art of it is more important than what's happening or the story being told, in my opinion. And this is one of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure this actual story being told in this is that great. It doesn't have like a resolution. Although I will say the ending of the movie caught me off guard. The end of like the last 20 minutes is so fucking wild. I was like, what the what is happening right now? This is like insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes back and it's very like a harsh reality. Like, oh shit, like this is like
and the
depressing.
Thing is, it cuts back so abruptly.
Yeah.
That you, like in most movies, it would kind of like. So essentially, what happens is, look, can we just kind of explain some things that have happened? This movie came out in 1985. Look, if you haven't seen it yet, no. But if you want to watch this, just skip ahead like 20 minutes or so, or come back and watch it, whatever you want to do. So, basically, he like has this whole thing where there's this whole government conspiracy essentially. He is going after this girl that he sees in his dreams that he thinks is like supposed to be like he's somehow destined to meet this lady, and then I guess they fall in love and she either gets killed or
I think it's meant to sound as there's a point where they capture Sam Lowry, the main character, and during that scene when he gets the bag put over his head, there's a sound of gunshots happening.
Yeah.
Presumably she is being killed.
So I'm assuming because basically to be with her, he falls in love with her, but at the same time, he's also, because he works with the government and in this certain department, he's technically supposed to be hunting her, or supposed to like be capturing her or something. So he basically pronounces her dead, to show like, hey guys, she's dead. Like I did my job. I'm cool now. But then they show up and they're like, she's not dead, and she's right there. And then they take him, and I'm assuming that she dies because there's gunshots and he's still alive. So she gets killed, and supposedly this actually happens. Then he gets thrown into like some sort of like psychological like torture interrogation chamber thing, where he is kept for a while and they're doing all these things on him. But then there's like, I don't even remember how it transitions from that into the next sequence where he like, does his friend let him go or something, or like
no. He's about to be interrogated, and a team of terrorists drops into the ceiling, kills his interrogator, and then he has an escape sequence.
Sure. So, like his friend that he's, or like his friend, quote unquote, that he's
coworker he knew. Yeah,
that he knew, drops down, and they bust him out or whatever, and then the last like half hour or whatever, 20 minutes is like an extended heist movie chase sequence-esque thing where like he rescues the girl and all this stuff happens, and then it just cuts abruptly back to him in the cell, and like his boss is sitting there like, he's gone, like he's not doing so hot, and then he's just sitting there like looking like he's just had enough, and he's just legitimately lost the plot, just sitting in this chair like a Clockwork Orange style like in torture chair, and we're led to, I guess, believe that his girlfriend died and he's just trapped in this chamber and his life is shit, which is super sad. That's like a really dark way to end the movie. So I don't know but then there's all kinds of different moments like where throughout the movie he's being shown like flying with like a weird like future Icarus spacesuit thing, and like his girlfriend is in like a cage, and there's like these weird like bloodborne like
abominations,
like weird ass creatures like carting them around, and like I don't understand any of that.
I mean, it's his dream,
but it's so like,
it's so crazy because it's his dream and it's not real.
It's so crazy, and like I will say, for this movie being made in 85, I think it was, it pretty visually stunning.
I felt like the set design was really cool. There was a lot of things that reminded me, like I said, of Fallout, or like even like BioShock, like the weird like vintage look to everything.
Like the Art Deco,
it was like
statues and buildings and stuff.
There's like one scene where it shows like the big like statue that's overlooking their government building. It's like says like some line about like trust or whatever.
Oh, it's like the truth will set you free or whatever.
Only the truth will set you free. I'm like, okay, that's like a super like Andrew Ryan, Ayn Rand type of like shit going on there. It looks very like imposing.
Isn't at what's that internment camp called? That famous one?
Auschwitz.
Yeah, the thing like over Auschwitz, there's like a sign that says like "Work will set you free" or something like that. I thought maybe it was a callback to that.
I imagine so, because I felt like there's a lot of like themes of like, oh, look at these like white collar people like working themselves to just like nothingness. Like every time they go and show these people working, it's like this very like drab, like gray, like there's no color in like the places they work. It's super just like dry.
And they all are kind of like drones. They all kind of look identical to each other. They're wearing the same clothes. Like, yeah.
The themes are very strong and like shown throughout. I appreciate that. Like, it looks cool, and I don't know. A lot of the set design was really wild, and I thought it was kind of like funny at some points. Like, it's like dark humor is happening in there.
Yeah, I thought like the comedy was pretty well done, and I think a lot of the acting was pretty good too. Like, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I think it's one of the ones that I'm either gonna have to dwell on a little bit, or maybe we even watch again at some point down the line, because at least me, I was getting so caught up in how absurd everything was that I was seeing that I was kind of focusing more on like, wow, my brain is hurting, because there's like flashing colors, there's people screaming and laughing, there's like the dialogue is very quick and very British, and I just like couldn't understand half of what was happening most of the time. But I know that there's a lot to absorb. I feel like
there's a lot of very uncomfortable things happening on screen almost at all times.
Like either visually or otherwise. Sound design, like something is happening where you're just like, this could stop. Like where that lady comes in and has the message for him that she's singing.
Oh my god.
And she just busts into the room and then
she's just screaming.
And she's just yelling, and he's like it's just like a one take of her doing that, and then in the background he's just like,
yeah,
what? Like just sitting there just listening to this, and it was just like you felt his cringiness.
Yeah.
It was bad.
I was in pain.
That's right. It wasn't nearly as painful as the dinner sequence in Texas Chainsaw.
You're falling apart.
Yeah, no, it definitely was not as bad as that. But yeah, I feel like we've been watching movies lately where they're trying to like make us uncomfortable and like
succeeding.
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't been watching a lot of normal films lately.
It's so true.
The one part that really did like gross me out a lot was when they first show Sam's mother. They go into like she's having plastic surgery. There's a lot of plastic surgery in this movie, and the surgeon's just like grabbing her face and just like pulling her face back like putty. It's just so gross.
Yeah,
and then the background is like all wild and like
everything's just crazy.
And they put like saran wrap on her head.
Yeah, it's just gross.
Like,
everything's fucking gross.
Yeah. Okay. There
I'm
was
just like,
also
someone stop this. Help.
Towards the end, like I started to wonder if we were in some sort of fucking like awful dream or nightmare, because like there's this whole sequence where all semblance of like sense is just thrown out the window, because there's like he goes into a church, he goes into like a weird like black hole with a bunch of crosses that ends up being a church, and it's his mom's funeral, and then he like
not his mom,
it's
not
his mom's friend's funeral.
The mom's friend's funeral, yeah, and then he like they lift up the coffin and like the bones and all this like,
and like it's just like a melted rotted body
just
like
like
coming out. It's
falls
gross.
out of the coffin.
She had just died, so she wouldn't be decomposed.
Yeah, it's just like it's literally
fine.
just like a mess of like just like gore and stuff, and like, wow, what is happening right now?
She had complications from her surgery.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, I better, like, you know, to himself, he's like, well, I better get out of here. So he just jumps into the coffin, but the coffin ends up being a portal to hell, and he just falls through the portal and ends up in like seemingly like his office building, like the government office building. But it turns out that he's not in his office building. He's in his house, which is being carried like on the back of a truck by his girlfriend. And like there's just that whole sequence of events was just, I felt like I was just losing my mind.
That was the point there where I was like, what is like, I was like, I'm pretty sure she died. And then I was like, well, now they're just how like what like how did he get
how
here?
is she driving this car?
Like,
and
no,
like
this is a dream.
Yeah,
we're hallucinating.
And then I'm pretty sure like in that sequence when they're like kissing or something in the car, or like they're like holding hands or something, then it just like slam cuts right back to him in the chair, and then you're like, wow, this is.
Well, no, it shows them driving, and then it shows the scenery and it starts panning.
They're in like a forest or like a
valley,
like a valley or something.
A nice green valley.
Yeah.
And then
okay, that's what it was.
Out.
That's what
you
it was.
see an idyllic scene, picturesque.
And then it just cuts.
And you're like, at any moment, the movie is about to end. This is the end.
Sure.
And then you see two faces come on screen from off screen. And then they look at the camera. And you're like, well, something's happening here.
Yeah,
they're doing a twister.
Yeah.
They're doing a dragon twister on us.
That's right. And dragon twist they did, because, oh boy.
Because goddamn, did his brain get scrammed,
Yeah, and so
twisted.
man, I don't know. Thinking about this movie, even when we're just talking about it, it's one hell of a ride.
When you guys were talking about being aghast at what was happening on screen, I had no.
Did you check out?
I checked out 100%. Like I was watching it and like I was understanding what was happening, but you guys were like surprised that it was happening. I was like, yeah, it's happening.
Like
this is par for the course, kind of, for this movie. But,
yeah.
Yeah, and I was not invested.
It's very like. Is it safe to say it's really British?
It's pretty British,
Like it's
I guess.
it's very like it's a different style of filmmaking, and it's like
There's also some like B movie type.
Yeah, but like if
material.
you've seen Monty Python or like any sort of like Mr. Bean, or like there's a show called
I guess Mr.
Absolutely Fabulous, which is like there's a bunch of like weird British shows where the comedy is so I guess Graham Norton is like kind of in there, not really. Graham Norton himself, maybe, like the way his delivery and stuff. But
Absolutely Fabulous for sure, but
have you heard of that show?
no, I was just saying Graham Norton.
Oh yeah, he is absolutely fabulous. But no, like shows like that are just so so ridiculous that part of the humor is just like how crazy the things that you're witnessing are. If that makes sense. Like it's for Mr. Bean specifically, like he's not really doing a lot of comedy himself. It's like he's trying to like tie his shoe while there's like bowling balls.
Yeah, it's like
flying
classic
around him,
physical.
Yeah, like crazy
bowling balls
crazy,
flying around.
It's like crazy shit is happening. And
He's
you're
dodging
like,
bowling balls.
Yeah, and you're like, and he's just trying to tie his shoe, and it's like, wow, this is like the most like inane thing ever, and it just doesn't make any sense. And then this movie is like, they basically did that in a dystopian future and turned the weirdness up to 11. And then gave it like crazy set design and stuff. So it just is like it's so wacky and just weird.
Yeah, some of the visuals kind of reminded me of I haven't seen this whole film, but like Evil Dead and like Peter Jackson's like zoom ins on their faces and like
Peter
almost like fisheye lenses. Yeah, he used to do horror movies like that. Evil Dead 2 maybe.
That's Sam Raimi?
Oh, Sam Raimi, motherfucker. But Peter Jackson did actually do horror movies when he was younger.
He was a young man.
He did.
No, I believe you.
Listen, he probably did a movie that was exactly the same.
This movie does, now that you mention that, this movie could remind me a little bit of Army of Darkness.
Yeah, that was what I was.
Yeah, that's Evil Dead 3.
Evil Dead 3.
Thank you.
I haven't seen it, and I preface it with that.
It's wild. It's a wild ride.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 1 even has some similarities to this. So.
Not the remake.
No.
Nothing in common with that.
The 1970 whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a horror movie until the very end. This movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I felt like there were some weird like parts in this movie. Like, what? Like, this is like a little unsettling. Like, I felt like every time the dream sequence was happening, I was like, well, this is like weird. Like, I don't know. It's not necessarily scary, but like I felt just like
that's the uncomfortable thing that we're talking about.
Like,
where it's just kind of unsettled.
Something's off. Like, there's a scene where they're like eating dinner at like at a restaurant, and it's like nothing like particularly scary is happening, but just like the way the waiter was like harassing him to like order his food, and like the way like these old people are like
ignoring him.
I love
blatantly.
like this place. It's like so nice, like having like this weird like cheery conversation, and like shit is like a literal bomb explodes at this dinner place.
Yeah,
like,
that's,
can you
like,
please bring
part
the
of the
shade
joke.
over and cover us? I'm just like, this. What is like?
Yeah, like there's
people are dying in the background. They're like,
that's
we're
what
gonna eat.
That's what I'm talking about. Where like that they play that for jokes. Like you're sitting there and you're like, wow, okay, why are they? Like it's not even at that point. There's not really anything like story related happening. You're kind of just like, why are they sitting here eating dinner while there's like people burning in the background and like crazy shit is happening? That's like the dark comedy, like Monty Python style, where it's just like the visual absurdity of it is just too much.
But it's like
this is
too
like
dark to laugh.
Yeah, and like I can't laugh at that, but in my head I'm like, wow, this is like, I know this is they're playing this for humor and it's supposed to be absurd, and it is, but I can't like, roll on the floor laughing at this. It's like I'm not going to do that.
That's right.
So it's a little weird. It's sort of like, in that regard, some scenes in Three Billboards, where like they play it for this extreme dark comedy, and you recognize that it's like kind of funny in some dark place of your mind, but you can't laugh at it.
Yeah.
I feel like this one, I laughed more than a few times in this movie just because the setup for what's happening is so wildly absurd. Like, there's a point where one of the dudes, I think it's Robert De Niro's character, like he mentions earlier in the film, he's like, oh, I like hated paperwork, and then at the end of the movie, he's just like a bunch of papers flying around, and like one of them like hits him in the face. I'm like, oh, that's like silly. He's like stuck in it, and then another one hits him, and then like 400 papers just like attached to his body, and he's just like dying from it. I was like, what the
that was
fuck is
ridiculous.
happening?
There was no explanation for that.
And then Sam runs over to try to rescue him from the paper, and then he just disappears.
I was like, what is happening?
He's like
so
pulling off
silly.
the paper, and then he's just not there anymore.
I was
and
like,
then all of a
this is
sudden
great.
his hands like go through the paper, and then
he's like,
it's just
whoa!
paper.
Like that whole sequence
Disappears
of
into the air.
Robert De Niro just like falling to the ground, just like struggling under the weight of all the paper. I was like, what the hell is happening? This is so
it's
dumb.
so weird.
But it was
But
funny.
that's funny though that he hated paperwork. I didn't think of that.
That is funny.
It's
death by paperwork.
Yeah, it's a lot of silly things happen in this movie, but a lot of them
Dark
are not.
irony.
Like
yeah,
the
absurd. They're
tragic
absurdist,
irony.
Yeah.
like the fucking classic bumbling duo of the engineers that get sent to his house, and like one of them is just like, hey, we got sent to repair your air conditioner, and then the guy in the background's like, yeah, your air conditioner, and he just keeps repeating like everything he's saying, but like the last part of the sentence or something.
Yeah, that was way too heavy-handed.
Like that
for me.
it was heavy-handed, but like they committed to it.
Yeah.
And it just was so stupid that like I was just laughing. So like, these guys are so stupid. These guys are caricatures of like the classic like Home Alone like crooks or whatever.
Yeah.
But then in that scene, their hats,
They're large.
so lit, dude. Like from the angle that they're looking at initially, because basically he opens the door. Sam opens the door and he's trying to like stall them or trying to like in some way like convince them to leave because Robert De Niro is in his house like being a weirdo. And then like basically it's like a head-on view of them at the door, and then when they start to enter the door, like start to move their heads, you realize that the bills on their hats are like 4 times as long as they should be.
They're gigantic.
And it's just these giant hats. And when I realized that they were wearing those, I audibly laughed out loud. I was like, this is so stupid.
We all realized like at the same time, we're like, hold on.
It's like these hats are too big, dude.
They have, like, Daffy Duck like bills.
It was hilarious. And so like things like that I really appreciate because they committed so fully to the absurdist nature of this movie that it's too good.
Listen, that was probably the one thing that made me audibly laugh. I'm gonna say that.
It was really funny though.
Yeah. Enjoyed it.
Yeah. Gold star for that one, Mr. Gilliam. If that is your real name.
Terry.
Terry! Not Trevor.
Another bad name.
No, Terry's a fine name.
Terry?
Yeah. Terry Pratchett?
Yeah, all right. About it.
All right, about it. Guys, in conclusion, we all liked it except for Coulter, who hates every movie we watch.
Listen, you put a lot of weird-ass movies on the list.
Just kidding.
This is
one
What's
of
funny
those,
about that?
No, this is one of those movies that, like, I've just heard people talk about in the same way that we're talking about it right now. They're like, "Oh my God, you haven't seen Brazil? That movie's wild." And
I don't know who these like film critics that you talk to are, but
I don't know. Like,
that's fine.
Like at coworkers, like people on the internet, like
film critics.
Not film critics. Like, I have a few coworkers who are really into movies who are like, I think I mentioned that we were gonna do this list, and they're like, I think multiple people, I'm pretty sure, like, let's fucking go. No, they were like, like, dude, you got to put Brazil on there, or like, I'm pretty sure someone suggested that we watch, Scanners, I think it was, and then
that was me.
I thought it was a Scanner Darkly.
Both, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. There was like movies like that though, and like funny games for you. Like when you just think of like a list, gotta put on some weird movies on there. Brazil, I think, was one that was mentioned a few times for being strange. It sure was.
Sure was.
It was strange, absurd.
Coulter, give us your final thoughts on this movie, please.
My recommendation, guys. Hey. Let me bring it down for you. Let me break it down for you.
No, let's hear that.
So these guys do ratings of, different scales. I typically don't like to do that. I do recommendations, and I would recommend this movie to people who enjoy movies that are artistic in nature, not meant to serve a straightforward story, and something a little out of your comfort zone. And if you enjoy the craft of filmmaking, you will enjoy the sets, the design, and the period piece anachronistic
There we go.
nature of the film.
Let's go.
I agree with that.
So yeah, if that sounds intriguing to you, you may enjoy it. If you hear that and think nope, then don't. Also, if you enjoy vaporwave, the aesthetics are, pretty similar to that.
A lot of neon-ish stuff.
Neon,
just weird.
Also, like when he's flying, like in the clouds, that's pretty vaporwavy. Because you got the, idyllic nature mixed with, something Greek, like a Greek statue,
like some sort of mythological fable or something.
That's right.
Unrolling before your eyes.
So yeah, if you'll like this. When I say art film, you're beginning to know what I mean.
That's right. Now, Jordan.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you how I feel about this movie.
All right. Lay it on me, bud.
I'm going to give this I've been doing letter grades recently, so I'm going to stick to that, I think. Because it's simple. I think I'm going to go with I'm going to go with a solid B. I enjoyed the world that was built for me. I enjoyed the sets. I think everything was very convincing on screen. Great music. I thought most of the acting was pretty good. I was intrigued by the world and where the characters were going to go. I don't think the story itself was all that great, but I was kind of interested just to see how these people would interact with like their settings and like the scenarios they found themselves in. So the performances at least pulled me through, and I was always curious to see what kind of hijinks would ensue. And hijinks sure did ensue. So because of all this and the level of care that was put in, no.
Let's go.
Bingo cards, get them out, boys. No, so I think this is a movie where I don't know. It kind of had a little mixture of everything. It had some action in there. It had some dark comedy. I appreciate dark comedy, and it was a nice little grab bag of things that I enjoy. So as a film, thought it worked very well. Don't know if it was a great movie, in terms of like a to B ride with a clear story and like an antagonist and all this stuff. It was more just like a strange little journey that it takes you on, and I enjoyed that. So for that reason, I'll give it a solid B, very solid B.
All right.
Now, Coulter, can you please ask me to ask Jordan what he thought of this movie?
Dan, what did Jordan think of this movie?
Jordan, what do you think of this movie?
So we've said what I think, but I think if you like some of the things I mentioned before, Fallout, BioShock, that Art Deco kind of style, a lot of like cyberpunk-ish, sci-fi-ish, dystopic stuff. It's very absurdist, like an absurdist parody, that kind of thing. If you're into that kind of stuff, I think people would like this movie. Right. I think I'm going to give this movie a form 8.5-A stroke 10B.
Yeah, not bad.
Thank you.
That's good.
I don't know what I just heard.
Well, that was the
8.5 out of 10.
That was the protocols, I think. That or some sort of like form,
Listen,
some sort of paperwork.
A lot of paperwork in this movie.
8.5 over 10B. Period.
358
remix.
days.
Dash.
Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, I think it's interesting. It's visually entertaining, and it's funny at some points if you like that kind of absurdist stuff. So.
Yeah, I think if anyone's a fan of dark comedy, there is a lot to be had here. There's also so much happening that you may not be able to absorb everything you want to on the first viewing, because I just felt distracted by the absurdity most of the time, but it was still good.
I forgot to say that this is one of the growing list of films that I may have turned off or walked out of if it were just me. Sorry about it.
That's fine.
Fair enough.
You hate fun. That's not true. All right, guys. Well, that was
anything that this movie was. It was fun.
That's right. Now, guys, that was our wacky film this week, or rather last week. At the end of this episode, we're gonna reach in that old bagaroo and we're gonna pull out another movie, and you'll have a week to watch it by any means you deem necessary, as long as it's not illegal.
Piracy can lead.
I'm calling the police.
Up to 5 years in prison and a fine of $250,000.
It's not a victimless crime. All right, go to piracy.org to learn more about it.
Go to wearepirates.com. I don't know what that. Don't go to that website.
Go to webearbears.com.
Are you?
That's a Cartoon Network TV show.
All right, man.
Sorry.
Nice.
I don't watch.
Sorry.
I heard a little gurgle in your belly. You should hold up your mic to your stomach and see what we can hear.
It
just goes,
it just goes, help.
I love that movie.
We went to the same spot with that one.
Right.
Okay, so we've talked about the movies. Have you guys seen any other like movies of any sort? Anything?
I did binge watch an anime the other day.
Let's hear about it.
It's called Made in Abyss. I heard about it from someone on Overwatch. I like to start every match with a little friendly greeting to everyone. Say, hey, what's your favorite anime? Most people respond with Corey in the House or King of the Hill, what have you.
Or Boku no Pico.
A lot of Boku no Picos, a lot of goof answers. Some people actually respond with their stuff. Someone said Made in Abyss. I didn't know what it was. This was months ago, mind you, but I started watching it. What happens is, I don't know if this is an alternate universe or what, but this village that these people live in, a hole in the earth opens up that just no one has been to the bottom of it because it's gigantic. A lot of weird monsters come out of it.
Sinkhole.
Yeah, an abyss.
Let's
Made
go.
in abyss. And anyways, this village has a society where people will raid these caves or go down there and try to find treasure. It follows the story of a young girl who goes down there on one of her early adventures. A lot of kids are going down there and trying to scavenge stuff because that's how they have to survive. And she finds a robot boy who doesn't know why he's up there. And their adventure begins.
Boy.
Yeah, robot boy. I didn't know what I was expecting when I got in there. It seems at first glance, it's oh, this is a fun, friendly little adventure. They're gonna do whatever. Very quickly becomes an emotional roller coaster where multiple times during this film, it's a series. I teared up, or I was at one point there's such a graphic scene of violence. I was I don't want to watch this anymore. I have to look away because I'm starting to feel uncomfortable on what's gonna happen to this character that I like. It's so brutal. I was God, I wasn't expecting this. It's just savage, but it's a fun journey. I wouldn't say it's not the best anime ever. It has some issues, but it's certainly a fun ride. It's also visually fantastic.
How many episodes?
13.
Okay.
You have my intrigue.
That's it's.
Yeah.
Look, if you watch this before One Punch Man, there's going to be some problems. There's going to be a discussion we're going to have. We're going to sit you down.
Where can one find this?
On Amazon. I believe it's on Amazon Prime, whatever.
Okay. So if you have Prime, you may watch it free.
Yes. I don't know where else it is. I don't think it's on Crunchyroll or
probably Hulu.
Whatever.
Hulu
Maybe.
has a lot of stuff recently.
I doubt it, but I might
You
be
can
on
find it on Pirate Bay.
But yeah, it was well worth every hour I put into it. So, highly enjoyed it.
Wow. Short, succinct,
Yeah.
and a recommendation.
Watch Made in Abyss.
Don't. Sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I do want to preface it by saying the parts I don't like in this, there's a lot of weird sexualization of the characters who are young characters. It's nothing wildly gross,
Japan.
but yeah, seriously, I was God, this is come on, they're not.
Why you got to do it?
It's bad. Some of those things you have to set aside if you want to watch anime. And
That's true.
People, you have to make that decision. I watch it, it's fine, but there are some things that are you guys could have done without that. Shame.
Yeah.
But nothing too out of the norm really for anime, but still it's a bit of a mark on what's otherwise very good.
Yeah. When I watched the first episode of One Punch Man, I remembered how detailed the Japanese style of drawing gross things is. And it's really gross. I want to stop watching when I look at some of the gross stuff. And then the Japanese voice acting where they okay, that was a little offensive, but
to be fair, that
you know
is
what I mean.
One Punch Man is very much parody-ish of that stuff. So
Yeah.
if that's the first thing you watch, you're okay, what, this is silly, but coming from other things that do that very seriously, it's oh, okay, they're riffing on Dragonball Z, joke stuff like that, and it's a little different, but
Fair
still.
enough.
Made in Abyss, great. It has also a very unique art style. It looks kind of I don't know. I've never seen characters drawn the way that
It looks kind of like a
Made in Abyss.
storybook.
It is. It's very, very fantastical. The locales they go to, pretty wild.
It's just a small little thumbnail.
The characters,
Looks like a video game.
Yeah, it
No.
looks sort of
No.
it reminds me sort of like Dark Cloud.
a little
almost,
bit, yeah.
or something that.
The main
Reminds me of
characters.
Castle Crashers.
Okay,
kidding.
yeah, no, close. But yeah, the main characters look very different compared to your standard anime stuff. So it's kind of cool.
Interesting.
How many betrayals
Not a lot of betrayals happening
are they going to take?
yet.
None of them are going to take top 10.
No, there's for the most part, everyone gets along. It's just some of the scenes that happen. Like I said, it's really only one scene in general where I was like, man, like this is hard to watch because A, this character is very nice and cool, and B, they're like a child. So I was like, I don't want anything bad to happen to this kid because like this is messed up, and it's just like it's brutal to watch, but well worth it because anything that can make me go like, ugh, like I got like chills. I was like, don't stop.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Interesting.
Good stuff.
I might have to check that out.
I recommend it.
Put it on my list at least.
Yeah. Other than that, nothing.
Anime corner.
Snuck one in.
Anime corner. Anime corner. Got some highs.
What's next for us, bud?
I was gonna say really quickly that I came into the middle of I, Tonya. Literally the very direct middle of the movie. I started watching.
Can you not talk about what you did sexually during the movie?
What?
Oh.
No, yeah. I walked in. I think honestly the very direct middle. I think there was almost exactly an hour left, and it's roughly a 2-hour movie.
So you
Wizard Harry.
You would say the exact middle.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna need to know the
give or
exact
take.
timestamp.
But so basically my point is I was very confused with what was happening. That being said, interesting movie. It was I'm going to keep this very, very quick. Basically it was like it was very much a dark comedy, which I didn't expect. I thought it was going to be like not a biopic, but I thought it was going to be like a dramatic, which I don't know why I expected that because after seeing the trailer was kind of wild and stylized, and it was very goofy and kind of like over the top. But I thought that was more of just like the marketing for the movie and like the cool like stylistic choices they did for like the text and like all that kind of stuff in the music. But then the actual movie has a lot of licensed songs, like a lot of great licensed songs from like the 80s and the 90s. And yeah, I don't know, like the way the movie was filmed is very like everything is just funny. Like there's weird like camera zooms on people, and like there's a lot of like what seems to be handheld camera movements. So like they'll be having a conversation and the phone will ring and they'll both like look over and the camera will like flip over and zoom in on the phone, and like that's just like a pretty specific example. But like the whole movie is very frantic and kind of strange, and kind of has this like weird energy to it where you're like it's just always moving and kind of funky. But then towards the very end, like the last like, you guys know about the story with Tonya Harding, right? Like the people like bashed her competitors' kneecaps or whatever, like that whole scene, and then the scene like towards the end where her life is kind of like unraveling and she goes to the Olympics and has like her event, and then her trial are like super dark. Like it gets really dark and serious, and you're like the whole movie, at least what I had seen, like at least like around an hour, was kind of like a little zany and everything. I was like, this is cool. I like the style. And then at the very end, it kind of hits you off guard, and you're like, wow, this is some dark ass shit.
I expected the whole movie to be, because I know the premise and like what happened with Tonya Harding. So I was like, okay, like it's weird. I didn't expect it to have some lighter elements.
It does for sure, but then towards the very end, I'm like, god damn, this is pretty intense. Like there's a really good scene from Margot Robbie where like I think she was up for Best Actress. There's definitely a reason why, because she gave a really good performance from what I saw. But yeah, it was kind of like, even her husband in the movie, or her boyfriend or something, I don't know if they're actually married, was played by Sebastian Stan, aka Winter Soldier, who I've never really seen him. Billy, Bucky.
We may not have corrected you. I knew it was wrong, and the
gears
were turning.
I was just gonna continue.
Billy.
Billy. So
Billy the kid.
So Billy was in there. No, but like I had never really, at least to my knowledge, I had never seen another movie with him.
Captain America, Billy Soldier.
I just see him as Winter Soldier with his long hair. God, you guys are insane. But yeah, so he was actually really good.
Don't you remember me, Billy?
His character was pretty ridiculous.
He needs to be young Mark Hamill. Have you seen that comparison?
Yeah, I have seen that.
That's lit.
That's pretty good. No, but like he's abusive in this movie to Tonya, and there's like multiple scenes where like Jesus, there's a scene where like he smacked her right in the head, and her face like bounces back and like hits the car window,
the camera,
and I was like, this is bad. Like this guy's a shitty person, and he really sold it. Yeah, so there's a lot of just like really dark scenes like that towards the end where like I was a little
Sebastian.
surprised. Sebastian, that's not you. You're Billy, the
You're
soldier.
Billy, the Winter Soldier.
You're Billy No Mouth.
Yeah, so I kind of want to go. I want to like watch that movie in full because I'm actually pretty intrigued by it. So I enjoyed what I saw a lot.
Are you really gonna go back and watch the whole movie that you
I
watched
might.
half of already?
I might, yeah. Well, my parents wanted to see it anyway, so I might just watch it with them.
Okay.
I already knew some of the like. To be fair, the stuff
Would
I
you
saw
stop
was,
watching halfway through? If it was by yourself, would you watch just the first half?
No, I didn't finish it. It's about the experience, Coulter.
All right. Yeah, because that's why you were okay with.
Would you just
going
listen?
in halfway
Would you just
through.
listen to the first half of an album that you enjoy, and then just stop because you
Well, what
heard
if you-
enough of stuff that you like?
What if you had already listened to the other half of it?
Then I would listen to it again because why not? It's a good album.
Well, that's
it's
a
a
lot
different
less
story.
time commitment.
No, just stop that. All right, so we talked about anime. We talked about a little and now we sometimes talk about video games, which we won't right now. We're actually going to skip right to point. No, we're not. We're going to talk
skip to
about video
Billy.
games.
Billy. You guys remember Billy from Winter Soldier?
That winter bulge.
Look, we're trying.
Billy,
no,
the Summer
no.
Soldier. Sorry.
No,
Billy the Man.
Take us
Billy
to
the
video
Winter
games.
Bulger.
Take us to video game land.
So, guys, we talked about video games. Actually, every podcast ever, I think we've talked about video games. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're not.
That's right.
one
So
of the
we're
things
not
we
stopping.
talk about.
We're not stopping now. So this is about the time, Coulter, that I would ask you to ask Jordan what I haven't been playing, so that Jordan can tell us what he's been playing. Please continue.
Jordan, what have you been playing?
Winter Soldier. Billy.
Billy, Winter
I've
Bulger.
actually
You
been
like that
playing.
one?
I like Billy.
Brisket Soldier.
When Billy hits, dude.
When Billy hits the brisket soldier.
When Billy's mask falls off.
Billy the
God
Brisket
damn.
Soldier. God, I didn't realize it was Billy all along.
Brisky the kid.
Stop.
Anyways, I've been playing some of the stuff I have been playing the last few weeks. I beat Kingdom Hearts 2 completion.
Dane, say it with me. Let's
Fucking
fucking
go, dude.
That game stands the test of time, as does Kingdom Hearts 1. I still recommend both those games to this day. They're both very good.
Would you place them on your favorite games of all time?
I don't know. I would be. They would
There's a lot
probably
of
rank.
nostalgia there.
Yeah,
that clouds your vision.
There is. I would probably, if they were on there, they would be towards the bottom of the list for sure. But they're still good games. So
Sure.
if you have access to them and want to play them, do it because they're still good. I did start Birth by Sleep. I beat like
Much lower quality visuals.
Yeah, it's not really even the visuals because like some parts of it look okay. Like when they, you guys know in like Kingdom Hearts when they do the facial animations, like sometimes they're actually like
It's
moving, or other times it's just like the flat 2D face. Like in Birth by Sleep, when they do the actual animation, it looks like okay. It's not like quality of the PS2 or whatever, but it looks fine. But I don't know. I beat the tutorial, chose like one of the characters to play as, and then stopped because I had played a lot of Kingdom Hearts, so I didn't want to
Sure.
continue. But I'll probably continue through that at some point after I take a break. But yeah,
Could you imagine if they released Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 yet again with the Kingdom Hearts 3 engine and like completely remade it?
They wouldn't do that.
I feel like they wouldn't do that, but that would be something that would happen like on the
They've
next
already released
generation
it
of
like
consoles.
3 times in a row. But
I know, but like I think even they
I agree.
realize that they're
That's too many
They're stretching it
remasters.
thin.
That's
yeah,
too many
they're really
remasters.
treading on thin ice here.
yeah, if they released 2 like PS4 versions of it, that's just
That
nutty.
would be lit though. I would enjoy that, but
I would like that.
That's
a
not
lot.
gonna
I
happen.
would buy it instantly.
yeah, I mean, I would play them again.
I would
but-
definitely buy it because look, the 2.8 fucking cereal box raffle prize went away.
Raffle
Final
prize
Cut
remix.
17 remix
Billy
redo.
Raffle
the Kid
prize.
remix.
Yeah, look that engine is lit.
I actually
I'm
should
very
probably
excited.
play that.
I'm very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 after playing that because it's not very long.
Yeah.
But if you tell me that you don't have fun when you're playing that, you're dead wrong.
I should play that
really
because
good.
the character I chose in Birth by Sleep was
Aqua.
Aqua. She seems cool, and I'd be excited to see her in a quality graphics game because she
Aqua.
seems like a cool person.
Yeah, her little narrative in that is pretty interesting. I don't know if I fully understand everything that's actually happening because I came
Sure.
into a little fuzzy, but I would definitely play that game 'cause it's pretty cool. And you also get if only for that sick ass
crisp intro.
crisp cutscene.
I would watch that any day of the week, anytime.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. Also, one of the fun things is that they gave the secret ending. Like when you beat Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, it just shows you like the secret ending that was. I don't know if it was added in Final Mix or if it was like harder to get in the first game. But
Is it the one with the field of Keyblades?
Yeah, it shows like the characters from Birth by Sleep, which makes sense after playing Birth by Sleep now. But I don't know. There's some other stuff that after you beat the game, you can go back and like fight like a super hard boss that I didn't want to do. But I don't know. I'm done with that game. Like to perfect completion that I want. I won't be going back to it.
Yeah.
But
Well
worth it. Other than that,
it's tough.
I've been playing a lot of DJ Max. I've gotten much better at that game. I still haven't advanced to 5 button yet. It's still, I have beaten every song on 4 button, which I felt was an accomplishment. Some of those are super challenging, but they're very fun. That game is good still.
Nice. I looked at some screenshots of it, and it's not like the quality of like a different rhythm game. Like it looks kind of static. Kind of like a DDR, where it's just like
it's very much that same like just you're pressing the notes in time.
It's
and
very
like,
much more focused on gameplay than it is on like flashy visuals.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it
has more visuals than most other rhythm games. It has like background animations for every song.
It does, but I feel like their claim to fame on that game is the tight rhythm gameplay.
Sure,
From
I
what
would
I
hope
saw.
so.
Yeah. Like with Guitar Hero, there's like obviously on higher difficulties, it's pretty like hardcore. Like you have to be very good at rhythm games to have a chance in hell. But then on these, the higher difficulties, from what I've seen in videos, are just absolutely insane. And then there's no way you're going to be focusing on any of the visuals. You're at that point, you're like a machine essentially.
The background visuals are honestly distracting in some of them because a lot of them will have like flashing lights that make it hard to like focus on what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like after getting used to the actual like button presses, like it's fine. And I've also found that on some of the songs they have like super high BPM. Like I think one of the highest ones is like 200 beats per minute, which when you do those songs, like they slow down like the scroll speed to like 50%. But what that means is when you're playing, like the notes are just like there's no space between the notes. So you're like you have to press them super fast, but like it's moving really slowly, and so it kind of like throws off your rhythm. But if you speed it up back to 1, like normal speed, the notes spread out, but there's still a lot of them. But I find that much easier to like do combos because like what happens to me is that there's so many notes on the screen that I can't tell, like I can't like focus on which one is coming first. But when they're like split up, it's much easier to like hit them in rhythm. So that's been good for me.
It was always it weirded me out a little bit in Dance Dance Revolution when every once in a while there would be a song on harder difficulties where it would stop for a second and then it would continue, or like it would slow down, and it's like that's not how music works. You need to like keep it going at the same speed. Like
I think I've seen one song that does that, and it's like it's not like a
great.
It's not like a thing that happens in every song. Like very few songs have like moving beats per minute. So make of that what you will.
Yeah, that was like a monkey right there.
That's a monkey.
You're falling apart.
You did it.
Banana. Monkeys just say banana every few monkey noises that they make.
Here we go. It's all fantasy hit.
Is that Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
The Donkey Kong rap.
Sorry, I railroaded your segment.
That's
Jordan with my ape noises.
Well, he was just responding to my question, and I was paying attention. So
but
good.
Other than that,
good.
Been fun. Not so subtle sitcom on its way.
Check out our Instagram for sick sitcom intros from each of us.
I thought that was pretty funny.
They're great.
They're great.
We might have to post that video so that it doesn't go away after.
I saved the story already.
Yeah.
It's archived on our. It's actually archived on our page.
Oh, so like one of those things where you can like.
You can just tap on it whenever,
and then it'll look.
Yeah, it's called Let's Fucking Go. I think it's just called Let's Go actually, but if you tap on it, it'll just play the story, and it'll be there forever.
I'm sad that our catchphrase is "Let's fucking go," but that's inefficient.
We can't say that.
Well, because you can't always say "fucking" like.
Let's effing go, dude.
See, that's just...
Let's MF
That just
and
doesn't
go.
sound
About
nearly as
that.
awesome.
He's like, let's go.
Like when you hear that, you're like, damn, they can't commit to saying the F word.
You can say "Let's go, dude," which is what I say on
let's
my
go,
Twitch page
dude.
at Cult of Power.
Let's go. I like a
But
long
it's not
let's
time for
go.
that.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
go.
Drag element.
Dude, let's fucking go, dude.
So yeah.
Anything else for games? Jordan?
Yeah, a couple more actually.
Wow. You've
God
taken
Dragon-
more than your
Bro,
fair
do you think
share.
we have all this time?
I hope so.
Sure.
I mean, listen, we had to listen you talk about I, Tonya. I mean, come on, man, go. Give me a little bit.
Look,
I mean,
it's interesting.
yeah.
You watched half
Yes,
of the film
and-
and you felt compelled to review it.
I think that's a little weird to like talk about. Yeah, it's like a wacky thing.
Anyways,
That's right.
Dragonball FighterZ, I've been playing it a lot more. The servers are better than they've ever been, so that's fun. I can actually get in matches now. I've been doing ranked and climbing the ladder. I've gone past the point where I think there's like a level in fighting games where it's like, if you can start beating people who are clearly no good at the game, where they're like, oh, I'm like, you can watch someone fight like they're just like button mashing, like that's fine. If you know, like, I can consistently beat someone who is a button masher, like no problem. If I can see you button mashing, you're gonna get fucked. But I'm at the level where if someone is actually good at the game too, like on my skill level, like that's where I'm like, okay, like I don't know how to do like some like the tag in stuff. Like there's a bunch of weird things in that game that are hard to pull off, but I'm getting better. I can do my combos and that helps me win matches. So I've been playing that quite a bit.
You're gonna need to learn all the cool mechanics. And
Yeah, like I know them. It's like I just like don't know like when to use them or why to use them or like, and I don't care to use them because you can beat people whathout them. But I would probably be better. I'd be a better player if I knew them, but I don't, and I don't care. I don't care to use them. So I won't be any better than I am now.
Lols.
No, I'm kidding.
It's
but,
that same situation in Rocket League where there's mechanics that you'll see people use and you're like, I should probably learn how to do that.
like there was a time where I was just like playing some dude and like he was using so many like tag in moves because you have 3 characters and you can call in like 2 of them do like special attacks. He's using them so often. I was like, I literally never even pressed the button to do this, and I was like, I probably should after seeing this guy just murder me, but I'll get to it eventually.
To each his own.
Yeah.
You can get good at another mechanic that may fuck his ass.
Yeah, that's
later.
true. There's starting points now. I'll learn my combos.
That's right.
And then the other game I've been playing is Ghost of a Tale, which is actually a new game. Well, it's not a new game. It came out a couple weeks ago, I think. But it's a little weird. It's a adventure-ish game, stealth game, where you're playing as a mouse who has been captured or sent to jail. It's very much like if you ever read the Redwall. That's
fucking go.
The Redwall series, Secret of Nim, those kind of animated movies. It's very much like that. Set in that kind of world, you're kind of trying to find your. I think you're trying to find like your wife.
Your mommy. Oh, your wife.
No, your wife.
Okay.
And yeah, you're kind of like exploring this dungeon,
Or is it
jail,
his
like
husband?
castle.
Are
No,
you
it's his wife.
A mouse, a vole, an otter.
You're a mouse.
Okay.
Mouse named Tilo, I think. I think his name is Tilo. I don't remember.
Named Matthias.
Yeah. Matthew.
Is that
Matameo.
That's
a
Redwall.
Redwall character? That is
Yes.
yeah.
There's
That's Mr. Redwall
Matthias,
himself.
Matameo, and
Mr.
How do
Mighty
you
Mouse.
remember this?
Mr. Mosquito.
Now,
Mighty Mouse.
Who wrote?
Brian Jacques.
That's right.
Peter Jackson.
Damn.
Or Brian
You're on
Jakes.
point. I met that guy and I was stroking and
And reading.
with him. No, I did meet that guy when I was younger, and I said, "You're my favorite." And I had never actually like completed a Redwall book because I got
Wow,
so bored with
shame.
him like
No,
halfway through, and so I just told him like
they're long.
there
They're
was
epics.
there was like a I remember there was one that had like
Redwall Corner.
Redwall Korner. There was one that had like an otter on the front or something, and there was like an ocean, and it had just come out, and it was super popular. It was in hardcover. They didn't have it in paperback yet, and I bought it, and then my parents bought it. I'm sure I didn't have a job. I was like 5.
That's right.
No, I was like in 4th grade or something, and then Brian Jacques, I'm pretty sure like came to a bookstore nearby. I think he went to Park Place Books or whatever like that.
Rip the homie.
Yeah, Rip the homie, Rip Park Place. And so I went there and I was like, Brian, you signed, and then he signed.
And then he was
signed
like,
my,
you need to say
He's
that.
like,
different.
You need to speak English to me because I don't know what you're
He's like,
saying.
you need to say that in a different way.
That's right.
And then I said, okay, Brian.
All right, B-Dog.
May you please sign my book? And he did, and I'm sure I still have it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean anything to me. No, it doesn't.
But it's a memento of an earlier time.
That's right. When I used to be happy.
Do you remember when we went? I think it was you and me went to.
Christopher Pauline.
Yeah, Christopher Polini at some like school gym or something.
No,
like that.
dude. No, dude, that was at Key Arena, bro. No,
What?
it wasn't at Key Arena. No, it was at.
It might have. It was
It
at
was
some
like-
sort of gym.
I think it was
gymnasium.
Redmond High School.
Maybe. Yeah, I haven't been.
He was just chilling in there, and he had a security detail of.
There was like a long line. I don't remember actually getting to him.
We definitely did.
Okay.
We got it. I talked to him.
You just
Okay.
get a book signed.
I felt like
Yeah.
maybe I did.
I got
out 'cause I
Aragon
didn't-
signed, I think, or no, it was Eldest that had just come out, I think, and I got that signed too.
Sure.
Yeah,
Good times.
that's right.
Fun times with Christopher
We
Paolini.
probably picto chatted while we were waiting.
We probably did, honestly.
Mhm.
Dude,
Wow.
Picto Chat was so lit.
It's literally just
Dude, let's
text
let's
messaging, except
let's
worse.
let's go.
Except much worse.
Yeah,
Except you have a stylus and you can draw shit.
yeah. But that was lit when you could connect your two mobile devices and then get into a chat room.
That was at the time. That was some futuristic shit.
That's right.
Download play?
Download play. I feel like that's not even a thing anymore.
It's not.
That was
Are you aware of this?
that was
Jordan?
lit.
Is that like the thing on the DS where you could like for like Smash Bros or something, you could like download it and play it, or Mario Kart or something?
So like for
if
a
you didn't have
certain
a copy.
for certain games, like if your friend didn't have a copy, you could just
Yeah.
download like essentially like a version of like a
demo
little like it's
version.
essentially a demo, but like you could play like full matches of Mario Kart with your friends, like
Yeah, I
full
remember
like
that.
circuits, and you could do like well like for like WarioWare, you could do like a full match of like WarioWare like Touched or whatever it is, like the like actual games, and you could just do it repeatedly. There's no limit on it.
I think they have something like that for the like Mario Kart Switch version. Like if you don't have Mario Kart on like your Switch, but someone has it, you can like I don't know how it works, but you can like link it to another person's Switch. So you can like play on yours like with them or something, well on their like, game or
That's
something.
kind of cool. I mean, I'm sure they probably have something similar to it.
Yeah.
With the DS, it was like essentially just like sending a link to like a demo to their thing. So it doesn't like when you think about it, it's not that impressive. But at the time, we were like, oh man, I don't have Mario Kart. I can't play that or whatever. It's like, nah, dude, download play.
Check
Let's
this.
fucking go, dude.
That
And
was
it's-
next level.
Yeah, that was
at the
like
time.
at the time, like on the DS, that was like some futuristic shit. It's pretty
right.
cool. So, DS Corner.
Yes, corner. Dual screen corner, stylus
Screen
corner.
Jordan, do you have any other stuffs you want to share?
No, I believe that's mostly it.
I'm proud of you.
Thought you said you had a couple more, but that's
It was Dragonball FighterZ and Ghost of a Tale.
oh. What
right,
was
that's
Ghost of
literally a
Tale?
couple.
Did I miss that?
That was the
That was
mouse.
the mouse.
Oh,
game,
mouse.
Redwall.
Tilo.
We did.
Tilo Tequila.
Yeah, we had a tangent, but it's the
Redwall.
yeah
Yeah.
Redwall. No fighting in it really. You're just kind of sneaking around behind guys and like trying to find your way through the castle.
Is it third person, first
Yeah.
person?
one of the
top-down
thing. It's third
strategy.
person, just similar action. It looks incredible though. Is one of the selling points of it is it looks amazing.
Is it like a platformer or is it beat 'em up?
No, it's like you're just
Did he say all of this already?
you're just moving around like the dungeon exploring, like you're just trying to like clicking on things, and like walking around trying to find your way like through the doors, finding
Oh,
keys,
so kind of like point and click adventure.
like point and click, except you're actually moving through the area. That's like the gameplay is like an adventure game where you're trying to find the item you need, but you're running around like
So like Putt Putt Saves the Zoo, except you're third person
similar.
Putt Putt
Yeah,
going around
it's actually
areas.
very similar to Dark Souls in a way, where you're this started as a
It's
joke.
Redwall Dark Souls.
It's the Dark Soul of Redwall.
That's right.
But you have to like find like shortcuts and like linking areas together is similar in that way. But
I do like that part of Dark Souls.
Now, Coulter, you should look up.
You have a bit going.
Not
I can already
really.
tell.
Not really. Kind of. You should look up the gameplay of this game or like the visuals because Jordan, I'm gonna say it.
I'm kind of intrigued.
I feel like this is the last game that you would ever play. Like it's
Listen.
very like like not in a bad way. I just mean like it's very cartoonish. Like it looks a little childish.
it's not. It doesn't look cartoonish at all. Like
It looks like
it's
it looks
whimsical.
like not cartoonish, but it's like
What is it
cutesy.
called again?
Ghost of a Tale. It's whimsical. But it's not because like if
It
you look
looks like a Pixar movie.
sure, but a serious one. Like the
I
game.
guess.
There's no like it's not like it's not M rated. It's rated E. But like the gameplay itself, not the gameplay. Like the writing is like semi-serious. Like you're put in jail at the start for like betraying like the country or something like that. Like it's very serious, but like it's a realistic-ish looking game.
Sure.
I will say that.
Are you?
Well, I'm watching an ad, but
Yeah, I will say
have
it's
to
not
see it.
the like I debated buying this game because I was like I don't know like really what it is, but like it's fun. Like it's a pleasant game to play. There's a lot of like cool like exploration parts of it, but
yeah, it does kind of remind me a tiny bit of Dark Souls. Just in the way you're like moving around
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I don't know if I saw this. It's just a little streamer
Wow,
guy.
there's like a lot of there's like a big old menu inventory.
It does
Yeah,
look nice.
You have
but,
a
like,
lot of like customization for your items. Like
That looks like Dark Souls.
see what
that
I mean?
menu.
Like he's a little like it's a little
it's a
cutesy.
mouse. He's a cute mouse, sure.
I just don't know. I don't know.
It definitely seems like a little kid game, but that's okay. It's a little kid game with older boy elements.
So, God, you've
You've
never seemed more infantile.
It really is the Redwall game.
That's right.
That's you described it well. All right.
All right. Well,
Dane, what have you been playing?
I'm the host. I will find him.
Nice.
I shouldn't be yelling that close to my mic.
It's fine.
What have I been playing? Not a lot actually. I mean, like the typical stuff, the PUBGs. Coulter, I'll leave this for your segment, but sneak preview. Coulter and I won a duos match, mostly thanks to Coulter in PUBG, and he went in.
Oh my God.
So you're gonna have to tell that story, and I'll
Maybe,
leave that to you.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Right,
so-
wanna just go ahead with your.
Yeah. That's a little sneak preview
Yeah,
of your
that's right.
segment. So
little
we did that.
layers.
So that was fun. So we played some PUBG. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been playing a whole lot else, honestly.
Slime Rancher? Slime Rancher?
No Slime Rancher.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, look, I was waiting for someone to say it, and I'm not happy that
Is
you
a
did.
boy in his blob a thing?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that's
Wait,
a
Boy in
really?
his slime. Yes, it is. That's a classic game.
Even another blob game?
Yeah.
a lot of blobs. Double blob, boy in
Double
his
People
blob,
people like blobs.
blob rancher.
And a boy in his
Blob
slime.
Blob the
Boy-
builder.
The story of the first time I jerked it is called
No.
a boy in a slime.
We-
Oh my god.
Coulter, we didn't have to go
no.
there. But you took us there.
Wow, I mean it was well done,
This
but
podcast is not for
well
the
done,
faint of
but
heart.
no.
I'm so sorry.
That was we're going to have to discuss that one later cuz I feel like we might have to cut it. No, I'm just kidding.
Boy in a slime.
Lols. Yeah, so not playing a whole lot. One game that I did play, I haven't played a whole lot of, but I wanted to briefly mention is Dead Cells, which I was telling you about it, Jordan.
It's what happens when Dane enters a car in PUBG.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's what happens when I watch art films. That's what happens when you watch art films
That's
in your
right.
brain. Just a bunch of dead cells.
Boom.
Yeah, so Dead
Thanks.
Cells is basically it's a roguelike game, whatever you want to call it.
Roguelite.
Sure. But it's what the developers have dubbed Roguevania, which is essentially
Oh, no.
it's essentially like
We're in a lot of genres in here.
yeah, we're just kind of like going off the rails here, but essentially what it is it's Metroidvania gameplay. So it's like a Castlevania style or like
Yeah.
Metroid style
But when
map.
you die.
That's right.
You
so
die in
it's
real
like a
life.
branching map. It's very much like exactly those games where it's like a tile-esque map in the top right corner or whatever, and like you explore like. It's not necessarily like one big castle, but you explore like multiple like hub zones. So like you'll go to like the creepy like swamp, and you'll go to like the scary like top of the tower with like the thunderstorm, and then you'll go to the desert and like a bunch of stuff like that. And they're linked by like these portals. But yeah, it's probably more reminiscent to Castlevania just because of the actual like fantasy style of it.
And,
But
in a lot of Metroidvanias, you're like getting like double jump or whatever, and then you can go back to the area you first went to and get
Yeah.
to new areas. Is there a lot of that or no?
there is. So they do it. That's why I like the game, because there's a lot of elements of Metroidvania, but mixed in with the elements of a roguelike, which I don't always enjoy the roguelike games. Like, well, one that I played a good amount of on the Vita was Rogue Legacy, which is basically
Yeah.
like the way that they describe it each time that you die is that you're like an ancestor, or like you're reborn like into this castle, and you're like showing up to like do whatever it is at this castle, but then each time you're born you have like traits essentially, like so like genetic traits. So it's like maybe you're afraid of like the dark or something, so if you go into a room that doesn't have lights you take more damage, or like you are born like super large and like you can do
Yeah.
more damage but you can't move that fast or something like that. So there's like that was kind of fun because each time it's like a random like modifier or something to the game that can be kind of goofy, or like maybe like your controls are reversed and you have to like play the entire level like pressing
That one
the
you'll
wrong
die,
buttons
just
and, like,
die
weird shit. And I'm like,
immediately.
I'm just gonna kill myself. But then in this one, the way that they do it is, you basically like go for like you do like a run and you collect these cells, and each time you collect these cells, when you go to like in between a hub area, if you're about to go to the next little like section of the map, you have to spend all of those points on something. So like if you have like 50 cells or whatever, there's like a bunch of different categories, like stronger ranged weapons, melee weapons. You can do like if you die, you keep like this percentage higher amount of gold or something, or like you can upgrade your health potion so you can use it twice or something like that. But you can't get to the next area unless you spend all of those points. So you have to like divvy them up and kind of like choose where you want to like put your points into. And those stay. So like if you upgrade your health potion to heal twice or whatever, then you can do that like in all your runs. But then they do have like bosses or areas that you'll get to where like you'll have to basically progress a certain like distance or whatever in a run to get to the guy who has like the first one I fought was like this like plant monster thing where when you kill him, you get the ability to like grow vines that you can use to climb higher. So it's sort of like a double jump, but like certain times you'll see like a giant chasm where you're like, wow, that like you can see on the map that it goes super high, and like, wow, I have no idea how to get up there. But then once you have that ability, you can go and hit the plant and it'll grow and you can climb up it. And they do have like, they have double jump ones, they have wall jumps that I know that I've seen. They have like freeze like the typical stuff, like a freeze block that you have to like blow up with like a bomb or like with your fist or whatever. So they have that too, where like you'll basically have to get a certain amount in one life to be able to get this ability, so that in the next life you can go that much farther.
So do you keep the vine ability when you come back? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you keep those, and then you keep like the ones that you upgrade, so you can upgrade like your health and all that kind of stuff. And then there's other like little kind of like things that they add in just like the general style of gameplay that mix it up a little bit. Like each one of your weapon slots, you have like a primary and secondary weapon slot, so you can do like 2 melee weapons or like a melee and a ranged, or even like 2 ranged if you want. And then they have like equipment slots, so the ones that I've seen are like bombs, traps, like you can throw down like little bear traps where someone will run into it and get stuck and you can like just attack them.
Yeah.
And each one of them is classified with a certain color. So there's like pink, or no, not pink, there's like green, purple, and red, I think. And certain abilities will give you modifiers for certain colors. So like if you use only green weapons, which are like focused more around like damage over time or something like that, and you can get like plus 15% health plus like whatever damage. If you have 3 pieces of green equipment, you can get like I don't know, like extra gold or something like that.
Yeah.
So you can like customize like your gear and your skills to get like certain modifiers that way. So you can like, oh man, I need this much gold to be able to buy this thing when I get back. I'll just run this whole thing with green equipment or like red equipment or whatever. So each time you run, it's not that repetitive, because each time you're like, well, man, I was so close to getting X. Like, I'll just do this. Or like,
I'm assuming it like randomizes the environments.
Yeah, it does. I haven't seen all the environment types, but each time you go to that environment, it's different, like enemies and all that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
And it is the way that I don't think the developers actually described it this way, but a lot of the reviews were saying that the combat is very much like 2D Dark Souls, sort of like Salt and Sanctuary, I think was billing it, which I know you hate, but like,
no, I don't like Salt and Sanctuary strictly for the visual. The combat itself is fine, but
yeah. So like in this one, it's like, you know what you're expecting. It is sort of like it's a little different than Castlevania or Metroid, because specifically with Castlevania, you're doing like one button strikes.
Yeah. So maybe like
it's
Hyper Light Drifter or something.
Yeah, kind of. Like you definitely have like combos you can do.
Yeah.
Like you could do like 3 times like mash X, and then if you have like a like secondary weapon, you can chain it into something, or like you can use equipment or something. And then you have a dodge move and a dodge roll. So you can dodge once to do like a side dash, sort of like Bloodborne, but you can like dash left to right between like things. So if you dash, you're like invulnerable for a second, and then if you double tap, you can do a dodge roll. So you can like dodge underneath like big enemies, or you can go underneath like little like barriers or something. And it's pretty fun. It's one of those games where the thing that I like about a roguelike, or what I think a roguelike needs to have, is like enough encouragement for you to like go back and do another run after maybe you like, because I've had ones where like I've died. I'm like, yeah, like I just had like 70 cells or something, like I definitely would have been able to get like what I wanted to upgrade, and now I have to start all over again. But then when you restart, you're like, oh, but I got this to upgrade my sword or like whatever it is. So you have incentive to go back and actually do the runs. So it nails the roguelike aspects, but it has the sprite work and the animation of a Castlevania game, which is great. And the music is really good too.
Neat.
So pretty fun. It's like $20. It's been on sale a bunch. I got it for like $10. Well worth it.
Yeah, I've heard good things
fun.
about it. I just haven't.
It's about to leave early access for good.
Thank God.
This is their last update. They added another new map and like a new boss. So they're actually like adding stuff to it a lot too. So interesting stuff. What else? I think that's about it. I played a little more Bayonetta, but I haven't really been playing like a lot of other stuff outside of that. So no real updates on anything else right now. But Coulter,
right.
It's time,
guys,
for PUBG Korner Storytime Corner.
That's right. We've been streaming this week a little bit. Guys, you asked for it. You didn't. And we brought it back. Streaming.
We brought it back single-handedly.
Yeah, I've been enjoying PUBG a fair amount recently.
Yeah.
Ever since the win I got.
Boom.
But also just...
in general, we've had some interesting matches.
Some interesting matches. So, there was a match. I may show highlights of this. I may not. I have the footy. The footage, for those that are unaware of footy. Footy is a great term.
It is.
We should talk all about that. No.
It sounds funny.
Origin of footy.
So, yeah, there was a game where me and Dane were playing duos. Just the two boys. And
just the two
that's
of
right.
us.
And we... parachuted down into a little town with like not that many buildings, but there were like 3 different groups of men, groups of 2 boys. We were
It was
scared.
a hot zone when it typically isn't.
That's right. We were running all around. Dane was able to get a squad himself with no help from me.
That's right.
Sorry.
Went in with my pump action shotty, which I'm typically very bad
That's
with,
right.
which is typically a very bad weapon.
It's your last resort, though.
Yeah, so I had really quickly, I'll just say, I had the pump action shotgun, and the first person I killed, I literally was running towards like a little fence, and he was like a chain link fence, and he was running past, and he was just aiming at me. I think he had a shotgun too, but it might have been a double barrel, so he was trying to line up like the one chance that he had probably. He misses, and I just jump up in the air, and I just headshot him with the shotgun, and he goes down. And then I just kill him instantly, and I felt so cool.
Classic Fortnite
I just ran and jumped and got
Damn.
I just gunned him down. And then the next guy was coming around the corner, PUBG corner of the building, like towards his friend where he had just died, which was such a stupid move because I had the clear advantage. Like I was just peeking around the corner with my shotgun fully loaded.
That's the move, is to just wait around a corner until someone approaches and then just jump out.
Right in front of, like I literally was like point blank on him with a shotgun as soon as he like was coming around that corner and just gunned him down instantly and killed him. Yeah. So I was feeling hot at the start, but things changed pretty quickly.
Things changed quick.
That's
so
right.
we hide a little bit because we know that there's other men, but we're not sure where they are. We can hear them, but then we chill for a while, and then we stop hearing them, and so we're like, okay, I guess we're safe. We go around, start looting a little bit, and then all of a sudden, I see a man. I'm like, no, Dane, there he is.
No!
And
He's back.
I see him, point him out, and then I look behind me, I see another man. They're flanking us. This is bad.
It's
Pincer.
a flanking maneuver.
We're beginning to be pincer attacked.
Yeah, which you never want.
That's the ultimate move.
Right.
That you need to master if you're going to be a PUBG lord.
In duos, at least.
That's right.
Yeah.
In any non-solo game type, I'd say it's necessary.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, the guy, there's men all around. I asked Dane to watch my house because we have this guy pinned down. He'll probably show himself. So I asked Dane to watch the house. I have the other side pinned down, so like this guy is done.
Sure.
But the second guy had other plans for Dane. Oh wait, no, you got killed by the guy you shot at, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he just get a better shot on you somehow?
Well, so like there was a guy like sitting outside your house, and there was like a concrete little wall, and it was like one of those ones that you have to like fully vault over, like hoist yourself over. So there was no way to get over that quickly. And he was on the other side, and then you were like in the house, and then there was like that little space outside the house between there. And so like I saw the guy, and I still only had my shotgun, but I was thinking like, okay, this guy's, he was literally just crouching stationary behind a wall, he probably knew that you were in the house, but he was trying to debate like what to do, or probably talking to his friend or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna gun this guy down. So I shoot him, and then like of course with the pump action shotgun, I'm like across like a road almost,
so
like a decent length, and I'm like, okay, this is not gonna kill this guy. Even if I hit him like another time, or even another time after that, I might not have killed him.
Yeah.
And so I just didn't have any other choice. I didn't have like a pistol or anything. And then he just like was basically like not head glitching, but he was like, you know, right behind like a little rock and a little like hill, and he was just kind of like maneuvering and just taking shots at me, and I just died. So I was like, I shouldn't have engaged, but
all right.
I had to do something.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know. I might not have had to engage anyway. I failed.
Yeah, Dane goes down. I see the guy that took him down. He sees me. We're in a bit of a standoff. He just runs straight at me. Is pretty dumb, and I get the kill. Choice. He's a bad player.
Yeah.
His mom's not proud. And so I get him. I see Dane is down over there, and then I see the guy start running towards Dane. I'm like, no, I need to save Dane. Because you know when someone runs at your down player, they're gonna like shoot and kill them.
They're going
and
in
it's
for the
probably
kill.
your best chance to counterattack against them. So
look, he was seeing red.
I fired at him, and he kills you like right as I kill him, and I killed him in like literally 2 shots because I got headshots.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that guy went down so fast.
The time, like, it was very close to the time I died.
So then I'm the last man standing at this confrontation, and I'm just looting everyone's body, chilling. So yeah.
You're the last comic standing.
That's right. I'm... I don't know any of the last comics.
I don't either. I was gonna be so impressed
I'm Billy.
if you knew that.
Billy.
Billy Soldier.
So I start running to the zone, the new zone. I think what happens is I get to a settlement. I see men. I'm like, oh, did they see me? I'm not sure. I run to a different settlement. They follow me because I guess they saw me, and then they enter the house. I wait in a corner. They come upstairs, walk through the door. I easily gun one down. So now I'm like, okay, maybe I should like go into the hallway and murder this man. But he like takes some shots at me. He gets like half my health down. So
He
I'm
was
like,
definitely in an advantageous position.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know about this. So I jump out the window, 2nd story window, start going around the house.
Yeah, full disclaimer. This was like the very back room of a house.
Yeah,
upstairs. Upstairs of a 2nd story house, and the guy was in like the little living room that you get into when you first walk up the staircase. So he has a whole room.
I'm leaving out details because this is gonna take an hour.
Sure, but just saying, like, he has a whole room. He's just like
that's right,
chilling in a room, and you're in like this little small ass like little closet, and you have a shotgun, and you're like nothing. So
yeah, so I hit his teammate is down. He's still alive. I start running around the house. He can hear me doing this, so I'm like, he's probably reviving his teammate right now. I need to make a move right now. This is probably the best time to kill him. So I run upstairs. He's not reviving his teammate, but he is just chilling in the middle of the hallway. So I gun him down fairly easily. So now I have their items also, which is a big help.
You looted an entire settlement's worth of items, including everyone there that you killed, that I killed, and my body. And then you have these people's items.
That's right.
And
so
the house.
I've got some good items at this point. So then I am looting that, and I'm like, oh no, the zone. I need to attend to this. Classic folly. So I start.
Look, it happens a lot.
The end of many playthroughs due to zone death.
It happens.
Yeah. So the zone starts moving. I start moving. The zone then passes me, and I'm like, oh, it's over. Like I will not be able to get there. You look at the map and you're like, that's too much space. I literally can't get there.
I remember we were talking, and I was like, man, not like this.
Yeah,
not like this. Please.
This was a good game.
Yeah, this is good.
So yeah, there's a point where if I cross the river, I'll keep going towards the zone. But if I turn left, I'll get to a road, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to turn left, and literally my last-ditch effort is if there's a car right here, I can drive through. If there's not, I'm dead. And then I crest the hill, and I see a dune buggy, and I'm like, let's fucking go.
All right. No kids were there. Let's fucking go.
No kids were there. Yeah, so I get in my dune buggy now, and then I drive into the zone, find a shack inside the zone. By now, there's like 20 men left. Circle's pretty small. Find a shack. I start getting shot at. I'm like, this isn't safe anymore. So I get out, get back in my buggy. Controversial choice
From
with
multiple
a zone
directions
this
in that
small.
shack, you're getting shot at, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe I actually in this very first shack I didn't actually get shot at until I got in my car, and then I got shot at like right then, and I was like, okay, this was a good choice to like peace
To
out.
leave.
Yeah, I was
mass
seeing
exodus.
like cars all around that had no one in them, so I was like, this is not good. There's definitely people around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I drive farther into the zone, find a pretty good shack, but then I start seeing people. People start shooting. I'm just in this shack like, please, someone help me.
Let it be known that at this point you got there without anyone seemingly realizing where you were or what you were doing.
Pretty much.
Like-
There was one guy that saw me, but then I saw him die in front of my eyes due to someone else like sniping him.
Yeah, and like,
All
but like,
witnesses
just
gone.
the stars aligned, and you were able to
Stars
just
did
like
align.
maneuver this incredibly dangerous circle.
Well, I'm
just
about to talk
without-
about the real stars align moment.
Sure.
Which is I'm seeing people getting killed all around me. There's like gunshots everywhere. The herd is being thinned, and so I now have to move. I see a guy throw a smoke grenade, and that triggers my brain cells to.
You
I
had
thought
you had a brain blast,
and I did it. I had a brain blast,
process
so I
revealed.
threw all my smoke grenades. At which point,
Of which you had many.
Yeah, I go through just an open field to a shack that just so happens to be dead center in a very small circle.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, this is great.
This is the dream scenario.
This is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
So it gets down to like maybe 4 men left other than me. I see 2 guys out the window. I'm kind of playing, you know, seeing
Peekaboo.
maybe I should like shoot at them, maybe not. And I shoot at them so they know where I am. But there's also a guy off to the side that also can see them. So we're all 3 kind of like looking at each other. I actually didn't see where the
There's
third,
a Mexican standoff.
the last guy was. But yeah, it doesn't matter. So it was kind of like a triangle of people that knew where we were or knew where each other was. And so at one point, there's a moment where I'm like, okay, I need to open the door, run outside, and get around back of this shack. And so I open the door, and looking back on the kill cam or the replay of this, the dude was like aimed in on that door as I opened it. And then as soon as I start to walk out, that guy gets killed by another sniper. So
That's
I
wild.
was saved by another sniper who ended up not winning. Got him.
Boom.
Let's go.
So yeah, if that guy would have killed me, it would have been really bad. So I did get very lucky this match, but so I get behind the shack. Dude in front of me kills the second to last guy, or the third to last? Yeah, third to last guy. So it's just me and this guy. The zone is about to start moving, but the guy has to move to a new tree. So he moves to a new tree. I take a couple pot shots at him, get him down health, and then as soon as he comes out from the tree, I'm just bop bop, and then just. That's right, and I just end the game.
Winner.
And then I let out a "Let's fucking go."
Like, let's
'Cause it's the
fucking
time.
go.
I don't
There's
have
ever a
that
time.
on camera.
Damn.
I don't have me saying that on camera. I don't
Damn.
think.
Really?
Yeah, no, I only have the replay, so I don't have
We
commentary.
can add that in on post. Don't worry.
Yeah, I considered doing like a commentary like the old days.
Sandy
El Presidor.
Ravage.
Chris Move.
Let's go.
Dude, you gotta do an El Presidor commentating on Sandy Ravage gameplay.
That's
That's
right.
one of the best commentaries ever done.
Yeah.
The best.
It's great. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, and then the other thing that happened on PUBG that we also have a clip of is we were just chilling at a house,
My God.
and then someone says motorcycle, and which is not a weird thing. We see cars
that's-
all the time.
It happens a lot, yeah.
And so it's approaching. We hear it approaching, and then all of a sudden Dane's like, or do you want to say what you said?
Yeah, so I was like, no, it went up on the house. No, it's on the house. No. Yeah, so on the clip, we should link the clip or something,
Yeah,
because like
we'll show
the clip is honestly hilarious because we all have our own separate reactions to it, but it's just so funny. Like, I wish we had my view because I actually see like the car. There's basically a buggy just driving like full tilt like across this field, and it goes up like off of a hill. Like, so this is something I would definitely do. like
Yes.
the devil's inside me. But he goes off this hillside and flies like literally over the house and lands on the opposite side of the house, like on like the arch of the roof. And then his car like flips forwards and goes off the side, and he jumps out at the same time. And we all start shooting him. And I don't know if it was like the impact or us shooting him or what, but his car lands and just explodes, like like a huge ass explosion right next to us. And so basically, like, he narrowly missed at least you guys, because you guys were on the roof. And he just flipped up his entire dune buggy over the roof and landed like right next to you and exploded.
If I remember, when I saw the buggy, it was either on fire or smoking. I was like, "What the like is?" I started shooting at the dude, and then, like, from my point of view, I see him. He gets out of the car, and so he's like hovering in the air for a split second, where I'm able to shoot him, and then he falls, and all I hear is the explosion, and he was dead. I was like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, and then in the clip, you're like, "No, that guy's definitely dead." Yep, no, he's dead. And then right after that,
we start looting his body.
Yeah, right after that, we're looting his body and like just like vultures essentially. And then we hear another bike, and they're like, "No, there's another one." And then Jordan's like, "No, they're coming back. They're doing it again.
Jordan's
get back."
Like, round 2, get back.
Get back. And so then like at this point, a guy is just on like a regular ass like motorbike, and he just he literally goes into the stratosphere. And from your perspective, you can't.
Yeah, you'll see in my
him.
clip. I look up. I hear, because I'm like, oh, maybe he's going to do that insane, like, jump over the house.
Like, try to
again.
land in the same spot or something.
So I look kind of over the house. You can see a little bit over the house. I'm like, oh, he's not there. So I look away, and then all of a sudden I hear him behind me, so I turn around, and then I see him fall from the heavens.
Yeah, he just...
No, round 2, get back. Oh my god, no, he's doing it again. Jesus.
drops out of the sky
off the ground.
He honestly must have. That might be the highest I've ever seen anyone get in a vehicle in that game, because that's just, it was too much.
Yeah,
and it was hilarious.
I mean, Jordan saw someone go over a like 7-story apartment.
Yeah, I need to get that clip because I believe I saw it happen full, like real time.
Oh, that was okay.
Might be hard to find.
Another thing. Sorry to hijack your what are we playing section, but there was a moment in a match with Jordan where Jordan died and we were playing duos, and I had to get on this bike and drive.
Throw him under the bus like that?
Well, look, I mean, it happens. So I was the only one left, and the match was going fine. And then I had to get on this bike and drive extremely fast, as I typically do, over this field. But it was a completely flat field. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah.
No,
you say that.
Now, look, nothing could go wrong except for the game just literally falling apart at the seams, because I'm driving through here. I don't think I'm in the red zone. The red zone is
know.
The red zone
me.
appears like right before.
Yeah, or something.
Happens,
and like there's bombs definitely dropping near me, but either the shockwave of a bomb or something happens, and like right when I'm going across the field, like there's a little hiccup where my car like does a little flipperoo, and I'm like,
and
wow,
like, that's a little
I'm like,
concerning.
that's weird. And like in the clip, I'm pretty sure you can hear me be like, or I don't have the audio, but when Jordan and I were playing, I was like, did you just see that? Because I thought I was like rubber banding or lagging or something, and then Jordan's like, yeah, that was a little strange. And then I don't think anything of it. I'm still going super fast across this field, and then just my bike just flips multiple times. I just go flying.
You went airborne, and we're just sideways. I was like, oh no.
I just literally out of nowhere. I didn't hit a bump or anything. I was going on like a perfectly flat like meadow. And then my bike is just flying through the air at rapid speed. I just got Paul Walkered into like this.
Just driving normally, and then your car was thrown into the air.
It was literally flown like just so high.
It was like a little Hot Wheels like car that someone just picked up and just flipped over, and Dane just immediately I was like, Dane's dead.
And so my car, my bike was just flying, and I landed sideways and just got crushed by my car and died. And I was just like, just flabbergasted.
Yeah. That was the one time that I knew for sure. I was like, oh, the game just fucked you on that one.
Like the game just fucked up. Like it's none of that was my fault.
Yeah.
And so I was a little upset by that, but it was also kind of funny.
It was pretty funny.
There was the other time where we were all in a bike, all three of us, and we were just driving, and then Dane's internet poops out. We don't know that.
Man, okay,
this was a weird thing to happen
this.
too. Like, I felt like this is not fair to us at all.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying. So, yeah, Dane's driving the car, which should never happen, but he was. The motorcycle with a little
sidecar.
Sidecar, yeah. And so all of a sudden he poops out, And all I see, I think he's still in control. So
Yeah.
Dane is driving directly out a very thin tree, and then I'm like,
Impossibly thin.
I even yell like, "No, come on, come on!" And then like we just ram into the tree, and the tree sticks between the motorcycle and the sidecar like perfectly.
Yeah.
So we're just rammed against it, and we stop. And then I'm like, okay, well, this isn't good.
you fudged
Dane's
that
saying
one.
nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop out the car. So I press the F button to hop out the car. I'm teleported a mile away behind me, and
Yeah.
I'm down because I obviously went a million miles per hour and
Yeah.
hit the ground. So I'm just like crawling a mile away, and I just hear Jordan be like, "Bud."
Yeah, I was just like,
Dane?
what? I was like, Dane, are you like fucking with me right now? Like, where are you? I need you to like say anything. And then I was like,
Just
no,
say
he's not.
anything. Just do anything.
And Dane was just silent, so I was like, "Has the devil really taken
Yeah.
over?"
Yeah. And then at this point, your bike had been moving and it crashed into a fence and was at pretty much a complete like standstill. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hop out. I hopped out. Literally the same exact thing happened to me. I got teleported back behind Coulter, died immediately. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
And it's not like teleported nearby. It's like
Yeah,
a
so
mile
far
away. You
back.
couldn't see the car from where we were.
And then like
just
finally after Dane's like character like caught up with the game, it like showed him back at where we had died, and then like he was still driving. I was like, what the like why wouldn't the game show
was
us
so
like where he
janky.
was? It was so laggy. Like I don't know why the person driving was like dictating where we were. Like it was so it's just
Yeah.
a bizarre like
Yeah,
lag.
that was strange. And like from my perspective, okay, so my internet actually did crap out, that was the worst time because I think it was getting towards the end of the circle too.
Well, there's another time where your internet crapped out where we were
Yes.
down. It was like 4 people
Look,
left.
I don't want to even hear that again because that was so sad. But yeah, so like my internet crapped out, but I didn't realize at first because I was still driving, and like I didn't get any sort of like error, like
Yeah.
internet error or like network lag detected or anything like that. It was just like driving forward, but I couldn't control anything, and I was hitting my keys. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then my car was just slowing to a halt, like in the middle of the field. But we weren't near anything. We were just like going very, very slow, and then we stopped, and the car was just stopped. And then you guys weren't saying anything, and you weren't moving, and so I was like, guys, like, is anyone there? It was like, I think my game froze, and then nothing was happening, and then the network lag detected came up, and like I left Discord and all that stuff, and then I texted you guys, and I was like, my internet like fucked up or something, and then all Jordan said was the ratio, and I was like, no, something bad happened, and then he sent me the video, and it was just. That was nightmarish. When I saw you teleport, I was like, no, no.
None of that was good.
Yeah, that was upsetting.
The ratio refers to the ratio of times that we don't make it to our destination alive when Dana's driving.
It's unusually high.
It's unusually high. I'm going to go ahead and say that's
Yeah, you said like 90%.
70 to 90% of the time.
Yeah,
I don't think it's 90.
Okay.
I'm going to say 70% of the time we don't make it to our destination.
say
I don't
that's-
think that's even crazy.
No, it's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
If not a little conservative, to
Look,
be honest.
I won't drive anymore.
You say that, but
But I like driving a little. It's fun.
And there is the time where you just purposely go out of your way to be a monster.
Like
Like the time
when I was going off that
we hopefully have a clip off.
when I was careening off of a ridge, going extremely fast, and you were just like hit the brakes at any moment.
Yeah. So yeah, Dane does this thing where he doesn't slow down at all when there's
Ever.
a sheer rock face ahead.
you literally can't see the other side of the hill. It's like it could be a sheer drop, it could be a nice decline, like
Yeah.
incline. It's not. Every time it's a fucking sheer like cliff face, and Dane just guns it over the side.
And then we somehow
it's
like
fun.
stay alive, but we're going at breakneck pace down a hill towards a settlement.
Yeah.
And then like we're weaving in between things, and we're still going at the same speed. I'm like, Dane, hit the brakes at any time, please. And then we somehow make it out alive, but
After you
half
crashed.
our health is
It's hilarious
gone.
though.
No, I've lost
It
more
was
health
pretty
than Dane.
fun.
That was pretty funny, but just because we made it out alive, like, and
And
there was
just
no
because
guarantee of that.
during the whole ordeal, you're like hit the brakes at any time.
I was saying that I was specifically thinking of Star Tours. Star Tours is a ride at Disneyland where you are on what is supposed to be a tour, and then the pilot doesn't know like what he's doing. So then you go on like a crazy ass adventure, like through the stars, and that's what this reminded me of.
That's every
But,
experience with Dane in the car.
It's as if in Star Tours you actually hit a thing and then you actually die.
Like,
Because that's usually what happens.
During the Star Tours ride, you realize that there's a very real chance you might not make it off it.
like the actual ride just like
You
takes
hit-
off and
you
like
hit, and then you like have like a bruise on your side. You're like,
Some
I'm
sort of like
getting hurt.
contusion.
yeah, you're like, this is actually
You're like, I have
frightening.
physical pain. That's scary.
And you're like, Rex, please take us home.
Rex.
just
is
put
that
the
his
brakes
name?
on, Rex.
That was the old one.
Apply the brakes every
Disneyland
time.
Korner, the old host of
Star Tours.
Star Tours was named Rex, and he had a really high-pitched voice.
Okay.
But I liked him a lot.
He's
He
a
was
nice
cool.
person.
He's a good boy.
Okay.
Now it's C-3PO, basic.
Wow.
Blah.
I don't like that.
All right.
C-3PO, basic bitch. All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, guys,
That's it. Bye.
little PUBG corner, little video game corner. And now, before we wrap it up, take it on home. We gotta pull one of them wacky films. Get that bag, bitch. Let's go. Thanks, bud.
Got it.
Alrighty.
First theme song on the new mics. Oh, by the way, with the mics, if you heard anything weird, if they sound worse quality, I apologize. This is a test run.
Yeah.
If it goes terribly, we're not going to continue doing it. Yeah, so apologies in advance for any weird things.
We like to experiment.
That's right.
It's a neat idea. Why not?
And it's much easier
Yeah.
for me, especially in many ways. So.
Yeah. Guys, like we mentioned earlier in the podcast, we like to pull films out of this here bag, and it could be anything. Thus, we've deemed it the Wacky Film List. So we reach in here, we pull a movie. You have around exactly 1 week to watch it and enjoy the experience along with us, and maybe even send us an email or two,
Yeah.
which we'll tell you about in just a moment. We've got some Gmails and some social media links for you to hit up there, buds and goyles.
Buds are only male.
Buds and goyles. I've never called a female a bud. Like, I've never been like, all right, bud.
It
It doesn't sound
probably
right.
just because you don't want to condescend a female.
Sure. Okay,
You're
so
white knight.
so females can be buds too,
That's right.
Everyone can
but
be a bud.
but society deems it rude to say that. I have my hand in the bag. I'm rustling around.
All right.
One would
Pull
say
it
that
out.
I'm rustling the jimmies.
It'll be so
That's
much.
gonna be really loud. Okay.
I love how to us it's nothing, but we just know it's
Audio
going to be a
listeners,
nightmare.
it's just like the apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's apocalypse now. All right.
The apocalypse is now.
All right. I got
Nice.
a movie.
What is it?
Aliens.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I've seen Aliens, but it's fantastic.
So-
This is more of a straightforward action film.
It is. Have you seen
Yeah.
this?
No, but I just know about it.
Okay, so I believe Jordan and I have both seen this, but you have not.
Directed by John Cameron.
That's right. So Alien, we've already watched Alien.
The second movie we watched on the list, actually.
I know it's James Cameron.
Yep. And
Jim Cameron.
This is much
Billy
more
Cameron.
of a. Some would say this is the better of the two. There were
Depends on
only
your
two. There's not
sensibilities.
not a third one.
They're very different.
Absolutely not.
There is, but we don't talk about
Absolutely
it. Yeah, some people actually. I mean, yeah, one is a horror movie, with it being the first one, and this one is very much a, action movie in the
Sci-fi
same
action.
vein as Terminator 2.
That's right.
Just an intense ride. I think they're both great. This is a good movie, so I'm excited to watch this again.
So you have seen it?
I have seen this.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
I'm the only boy that hasn't seen it.
That's right, and I think I have this one on Blu-rays,
Great.
so I'll be able to bring it.
Not gonna have to charge Mills Bins account.
My Amazon account really taking a hit from our rentals, but
Jorsman's Mills.
We're gonna have to change it to yours pretty soon, Champy.
That's right.
Chappy.
Let's watch Chappie.
No.
Wait, I thought we were on yours this whole time.
We were on mine for a long time, but then there was some reason that we switched to Jordan that I can't remember. Oh, it's because I don't have
know.
Prime anymore.
Oh, okay.
If someone wants to gift me Prime, that'd be pretty sad. If you can do that,
God.
I don't even know how, but
I think you can.
hit up my Amazon wish list.
All right, guys. Well, next week we will be talking about Aliens. If you've seen it.
Oh God, I just itched a.
go on.
Jesus, I don't know if we want to know this.
No, do you,
tick.
like an acne. Like, do you ever just like itch an acne accidentally, and then it's like the most painful thing
Yes.
on a man?
Don't do that.
I was gonna tell a
A
story real
singular
quick.
acne.
It's not a real story. It's just supposedly what happened is James Cameron walked into a boardroom full of executives, and he said nothing actually. He walked up to the whiteboard. He wrote alien on the whiteboard. Then he wrote an S, and then he put a $sign through the S. And they were like,
Damn.
let's fucking go.
Is that actually true?
This boy knows business.
I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that story from like multiple sources. So
Really?
could be.
That sounds lit.
Pretty
I mean,
lit.
look.
I mean,
this is a very
there's no-
successful movie.
he probably didn't even need to do that.
Yeah.
They were going to make it.
Sure.
whether he was on board or not.
But like when you just see the title Alien, they're like, okay, yeah, like Alien was good. How could it be any better? Aliens, multiple
aliens, and money. Let's go.
And money.
And the executives are like, oh, money?
And they're like, let's fucking
Wait,
go.
hold on.
They
Wait,
definitely
hold
said,
on.
let's fucking go.
They didn't even comment on aliens. They were just like, they just looked at it and they saw the aliens and they're like, and then he did the money sign. They're like, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
They're like, let's fucking got it.
Let's fucking got it.
Let's fucking go.
They all just looked at James Cameron and they're like,
Visual gags.
all right. Well, I'm excited to watch that. I hope you are, Coulter, because
Thanks.
Jordan and I have seen it.
I'm still excited to watch it.
That's right. So now we've reached the end of our journey, and we're going to give you some ways to contact us if you want to, and you should, because we're cool, and so are you. So, it's not so subtle at gmail.com is the place to go if you want to talk to us, issue death threats, or engage in civil or maybe uncivilized discussion, or, who knows?
Debate some, gun politics.
Because
We would
I
love
haven't had
that.
enough of that on Facebook today.
That's right. You instigated.
We won't even talk about that.
Let me just say, the views of Dane do not reflect the views of Not So Subtle at Large.
That's right. Or my employer. Yeah, and then of course Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch are all at It's Not So Subtle. So if we're gonna be streaming, we'll be hosting on there. I think Coulter's been doing some streaming. Jordan do some streaming there a little bit.
Sure.
And then who knows? Maybe I will too. We don't know. It could be all of us. But
I have 3 monitors with all 3 going at the same time.
Yeah.
so we can have you can have every perspective.
It's a big
That's
price to
right.
pay, but worth every penny.
Probably not even correctly synced up.
How
They're
lit
gonna
would
be
it be
like a
though
second
if you were
off.
playing PUBG live and watching our streams with the other monitors and seeing what we were seeing?
If you were playing,
Like if you were playing PUBG
No, that's cheating.
and then you saw our monitors, like you had monitors with our gameplay
Yeah, that's
being streamed
cheating.
there.
so you're screen looking.
I don't condone
Yeah.
that at all.
Yeah.
But like we're on your team anyway.
Yeah, but you're a cheater if you do that. So
Look, I already do it. I have 15 monitors at home.
You're talking about if you, me, and him
Yes.
could see each other's
Yes.
screens on our other
although
monitors.
to be
Yes.
fair, it would have a lag. So
Yeah, it wouldn't
be that
make
useful,
sense.
but it would be sick.
That'd be kinda cool.
It would be useful, for sure.
It'd be interesting. Anyway, so we'll be doing some stuff there. If you want to find me personally, you can find me at Lane to Point on most social media platforms. Mainly, I would say Instagram is the only one I'm really using, but that's just going to be on our Not So Subtle anyway, for the stuff that you guys will probably care about, all the listeners out there. And then, some Twitters.
To the Dane heads out there, speak to Dane's daddies.
Some
Made that up last
PlayStations.
week.
Some Dane's daddies. But guys, really, the main thing that you want to know is how I'm progressing on that
Good
Book,
reads.
Goodreads. That's what
the
it is.
Goodreads
Bit.
Encyclopedia Britannica
Yeah.
review.
How far are you?
I'm on the 7th page of the second
A?
volume.
Oh, so B.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So we're making progress.
Okay.
So like I said, I have a pretty large following. We're up to I think it's like 250,000 plus followers following along. And look, it's just a wild ride. So tag along if you want to. It's great stuff. Now, Coulter, could you please wait your turn after Jordan tells us where we can find him? Thank you.
You can find me, Jordan Miller, at the Kill Milla on all social media webs and video game services, Twitch included.
On the web.
On the web,
The World Wide
on the
Web.
zone, on the in the web space, or if you want to follow my anime blog on Tumblr, Tenzo-Taicho.
Well done. Guys, you can find me all across the net at Coulter Potter. Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I've been going in on Twitch, boys. The green screen is back. You're going to be seeing
go.
your boy in the bottom corner, or the top corner. Probably the bottom.
Or right in the middle if you want to get
PUBG
wacky
top
with
bottom
it.
right
Right in
corner.
the middle so that you can't see what I'm looking at. You can just look at my face.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Every
Once
to
time you get a headshot, can you just have a little GIF of you pop up like over the reticle and just be like, boom, headshot!
Or what if you have one
go.
where you do a little shock and go, let's fucking go.
Little shaka comes up when you get a subscriber. It's just go, let's fucking go. Just a little shaka.
We can get
If that's
that.
acceptable, I would do it. I feel like maybe as a Twitch
can do what you
partner
want.
or something. Maybe as a non-Twitch partner you can do that, but listen, there are certain stringent standards.
Nah.
Maybe not. I don't know anything about
You
Twitch.
do what you want.
Listen,
Do what you want to do.
we could have talked about the whole Ninja stream thing with Drake and others on Fortnite.
I don't care about
but
that. So.
listen, it's getting a lot of mainstream news attention
It is.
to Twitch.
I've been playing Fortnite. I didn't bring it up because I didn't want to feel your guys' disapproving gaze sent towards my way. But
That's fine.
No, I don't care. I've played some here and there. It's fine.
You guys
I've
will
made
know.
it
I'm sad that
worth it.
we've mentioned it at all.
You guys will
Just
know in the next couple weeks, I will have won a game of Fortnite and set that game down.
I was going to say
for
get a
good.
chicken dinner, but no.
It's a victory
A
royale.
victory
or something.
royale, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. You can get a...
Look,
Yeah,
what's
taste
better,
of
a
it.
victory
Cupcake
royale
royale.
or a chicken dinner?
Yeah, I mean, a chicken dinner is everything you ever wanted.
That's right.
All
Listen,
right.
you got to try both.
That's right. Well,
Guys-
no, it's not right, because I haven't tried both, so...
Guys,
All right.
that marks the end of our journey here today. But before we go, I'm going to leave us with a quick joke. Stop me if you've heard this one. What is a surfer bra's favorite TV show?
I don't know.
Do you know
No.
the Twilight Zone?
No.
Let's go, dude. Let's
Wait,
fucking go.
Just cut,
Oh, okay.
just cut that.
The surfer bra says lit a lot, I guess.
Dude, the Twilight Zone. Let's go. That's when he's shredding Mad Nar on the barrels out in Laguna
On the barrels.
with Chad.
Cut the mics.
Cut.
Guys,
Cut the mics.
Cut.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening.
the Twilight Zone? Did you get it?